circles in the centre for you to comprehend when the first bounce gets underway.
Yeah.
The other interchange players, guys, is Riswick.
Riswick, as the umpire holds the ball aloft, and yeah, looks a bit strange in there. It almost looks like some strange cult, doesn't it? That circle with the cross and the extra circle. What a bounce that is. It almost hit the sky. Magnificent bounce to start this game. Let's hope it keeps up that way. As immediately running onto it out there is Benny Moore for the Bays. He's the tackle, dropped it. Gilhouse picks it up, brings it back to backball by hand. He goes on the right boot now up towards half forward. Off hands now. Here's a chance here taken by Ruwalt. The handball is good. Trying to pick up the player out wide who goes in short looking there for Panozzo, who's playing up in the pocket, but coming through is Calder. Did it superbly there for the Roosters. Bangs it down there looking for Motlop. Motlop takes the mark, then goes bang with the left boot now up inside 50. The lead is on by Jimmy Allen. He takes the mark just outside 50 in front of the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. He goes to the lead there in front of the and taking the mark is the man we spoke about, young Michael Wuntke, and he'll have a shot for goal at the Hotel Windmill End, Daryl Smith.
He's certainly with the Windmill Hotel End, of course. He's under the time clock, the Grand Central time clock, which doesn't seem to be working at the moment, boys, so keep our eyes on that. But Wuntke, a great lead deep into that forward pocket. Peter got highlight the kick. Wuntke comes in now, first score on the board. What's it going to be? It's going to be a minor. Keeps in play. No, it's gone through for a minor score in the end. So on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, North have drawn first blood, a minor score, and that's off the boot of Wuntke.
Amazingly, Smitty, when that ball came in, there was nobody in the square.
No, there wasn't. Rudolph kicks it out, and he's got out there Ben Mills, marks inside defensive 50 underneath the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Rebounds from defensive 50 to Sherwood. The kick into the centre was a bit of a Smithfield crash. Klinger looking for Douglas, intercepted by Alloway. Went back to Spawn. Spawn goes for, is it Darren Jarman? No, it's not. It's Chris Laddams. Ends up there with Murphy. He goes wide. Centre wing outer side is Moore. Moore goes wider still to Adam Fisher. He puts the boot into it. Goes inside 50 at the northern end. Looking for Kirkby. Couldn't take the mark. Doldig involved was the player at the first instance. Going to be a ball up inside forward 50. Around about, 25 metres out from the northern end goal. North Adelaide in the vertical red and white stripes. Made famous from that day 20 years ago. Ball up once again. It was Ruwalt trying to get a hand pass out. He's done that now. Richard Douglas took the footy, wrapped up immediately as it turned out by Spawn, and it did pretty well. So it's going to be a secondary ball up indeed. And it will be another go there. So umpire balls it up, smashed there forward by Marnie. It was taken by Backwell. He did it well, got out of trouble. He kicks it with the left boot. It will go to the top of the goal square. The umpire calls play on, obviously was touched. North Adelaide will punch it out, and relieving the pressure there was Bamford, I think, was involved in the contest. North Adelaide players wrapped up in the tackle, holding the ball as the result. As far as that is concerned, Murphy will be the one that can go back and have a pot shot at goal. Daryl Smith.
Certainly can, and I'll get that right in a minute. He certainly can. Murphy, a good tackle. The North Adelaide player trying to take on a couple of the players. Didn't do so. So now Murphy comes in to the northern end. The kick is on its way. Very lazy-looking kick, but he's got the first goal on the board for the Tigers, and they go to one goal. They lead North Adelaide 1 point. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Murphy's got his first. The Tigers have got their first, and the start the Tigers wanted. Murphy with 1 goal on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Yeah, interesting to see Josh Marnie in the Bay lineup. He was listed as, I think, being one of for the Power, and obviously announcing his retirement. I wonder if that's got anything to do with the fact he's here, boys.
Yeah, could well be.
Anyway, a holding the ball decision went the way of the Bays, and they've kicked the first goal through Murphy in that forward pocket. Umpire to bounce the ball and set the game underway. Another magnificent bounce. Up they go. Gilhouse got very high. Came down to Murphy. Murphy put it out to Fisher. Fisher on the left boot for the Tigers. The kick went high, though, and only drifted to centre wing. Running onto it is Wintle. He got the handball, and they actually came back to him. He gave it to Spawn. Back to Wintle. Now it comes here over the top. The handball there from Motlop. Back in turn it comes now. They're using the ball now. Through comes Spawn. He'll go towards centre wing looking for Perry, but punched away from him by the reindeer, and that was Rudolph, and it's gone out of bounds. Centre wing grandstand side.
Gee, he's been a good player for the Tigers in defence. Rudolph started off the season, looked a bit awkward against Chambers. I saw that game, but since then he's just improved out of sight.
Yeah, good young player, isn't he, as the boundary umpire throws it back into play. Centre wing grandstand side. Getting high was Wakeland. Off hands, Wintle picked it up beautifully. Oh, gave it to Allen, who surprisingly went without the football. At the bottom of the pack there is Laddams, and there'll be a ball up centre wing grandstand side. Stacks on the mill. Umpire really having no option but to ball it up. Beautiful day here in Adelaide. About 22 degrees as the Beautiful bounce again. Up they go. Wakeman got the left-handed ball. First to it, however, will be Murphy. Allen's there to pressure him. Forces the ball over the boundary line once again for a boundary throw in centre wing grandstand side. And you're on RPH footy with Paul Blandis.
So we've gone around about 4 minutes on the Grand Central time clock. Tapestry Wine scoreboard 5 points the margin as far as Glenelg are concerned. And, of course, the visiting side kicking to the northern end. The Roosters kicking to the Windmill Hotel end now. Free kick's been paid to Benny Moore. He took it from the boundary line throw-in. Play onto advantage by Johnny Hinge. He kicks into the path of Kirkby. It was well done. Kirkby marks just outside forward 50. Got a leading player in Panozzo. The small forward option has taken it around about 40 metres out. The angle is quite acute on the members' side at the northern end. Daryl Smith and Panozzo can have a shot for goal.
Yeah, he certainly can. Good play by Kirkby, wasn't it, to get the leading player, get the ball on quickly. Panozzo was a good 2 or 3 metres in front of his opponent and has taken the good strong mark. So Panozzo now going back to the northern end, 45-degree angle, comes in from around about 45 metres out. The kick is on its way and it's missed to the near side. So a point on the board to Panozzo. Glenelg have got their first point on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. They got a 1 goal, 1-7. North Adelaide 1 point.
Interesting matchup there. Josh Coulter on Panozzo. Like we know, he's got a bit of speed, Panozzo, and he might just stretch Coulter there.
Yep, indeed. Hart kicks out from fullback into the path of the player in Schubert. It was a great kick. Schubert now is going to come into the centre of the ground. He's got McIntyre and or Wintle. McIntyre was the first option. He's in the centre of Prospect Oval. Bangs it long inside 50 to the Windmill Hotel end. 2 bays onto 1 Perry, and it will be taken by Johnny Hinge, number 19. He wheels it round the corner. Mules and or Kane. Mules will provide the shepherd, rather, and Kane has got more outside just at half back underneath the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. He plays on immediately, looking for a player upfield. That player up there is Murphy. Comes back in board to Ruwalchi. The quick as lightning hand pass into the path of Kane. He goes to Fisher. Fisher goes to the running Moore, who took it and dropped it. And it was played another free kick in exactly the opposite position of the ground. Glenelg certainly beneficial as far as the free kicks are concerned. Kane went inboard to Marnie. Marnie can go to the run of Mules, which was good. Mules can go to the leading Kirkby. Again, takes a diving mark out in front of the eyes. And Kirkby's in a hard spot for a left footer. Northern end members side. And he'll go back. Smithy to have another shot at goal.
He certainly will. So Kirkby, good lead as we see an interchange courtesy of Jarvis forward, Wakeland off and O'Hara on. As the umpire now blows time back on. So Kirkby coming in from around about 45 metres out, kicking to the northern end. The kick is on its way. Very, again, looking good kick off the boot, but it's going to go across the face of goal. So another behind the score on the board for the Tigers. They go to 1 goal, 2-8. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. They lead North Adelaide on the solitary point.
Benny Hart to bring the ball back into play for the Roosters. Interesting, those 2 free kicks, you know, Smitty. Back in the old days, you'd grab the ball, threw it away, and then grabbed, and used to be holding the ball. But yep. I thought today, once you had possession, threw the ball away, and you were grabbed, as long as you were let go quickly, it was play on. Anyway, the ball inside 50 now for the Tigers, taken there by the Mouse, is it, who kicks towards goal as he put it through. Is it Kane? No, it's neither. It's Rootwald that has kicked the goal for the Tigers, so what a start for them. They go to 2 goals, 2 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. That's 14. They lead North Adelaide 1 behind. As coming off is Gilhouse, and coming on is the captain, Kirk, for the Tigers, Smitty.
Yeah, just to start the Tigers, 1 or 2 goals quickly. No breeze to talk about, so either side not affected by the wind, but the Tigers certainly have brought their running game.
They have indeed, and one thing Glenelg haven't been great at this year is certainly good starts. North Adelaide, on the other hand, on a couple of occasions this year have had some slow starts. They need to get a goal on the board just to calm the nerves and get themselves back on track. Ball in the centres, taken by Murphy. Put the arms up. Was Fisher taken high? The umpire said no. Coming in and tackling him was Dean Howard. That's going to be one hell of a clash this afternoon, Howard and Fisher. And they're standing each other directly opposite. So ball up in the centre. Smith, great punch out to Mules. Mules just shoulders the arms, gave to Fisher. Fisher goes to Manu, who's creating a nuisance of himself. He goes inboard to the loose player, Moore. He takes the mark. Looked like he almost just twisted his ankle on the way down. And Moore will go back. Elementary shot at goal, Daryl Smith. Distance about 20 metres to the northern end.
Yeah, slight angle too. So great play again. It's the 3rd time in a row that the Glenelg side has taken the ball out of the centre square and given their forward options the first choice. So Benny Moore now coming in from around about 20 metres, if you heard Paul Blandis say. Slight angle kicking to the northern end, and gee whiz, the start that the Tigers are looking for, not the start that the Roosters were hoping for. So Ben Moore now coming in. kick is on its way, and it looked like it was going to be a Smithfield crash clanger, but it's actually come back through. It looks terrible off the boot, but he's actually just snuck it in. So Moore's got his first. The Tigers have got their third. They got a 3 goals to 20. They lead North Adelaide 1 solitary point on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, and the Grand Central time clock says we played about 10 minutes of this first quarter.
Yeah, Benny Moore was playing terrific football before he was injured, and his great attribute, Smithy, is he covers an enormous amount of ground, and on that occasion up inside the 50, and yeah, has kicked truly. So gee whiz, what a start this is for the Tigers.
It's a great start, isn't it?
20 points on the board, on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. The Roosters just the one behind. So yeah, just the start that the Tigers wanted as the ball has bounced again in the centre. Up goes Kirk, went up in front of O'Hara, got the tap down, but again the Bays run it through Marnie, but the handball was errant. It was taken there by Uni. Uni got it over to Allen. Allen inside 50, but here's a reindeer. Rudolph runs out of that 50 and bangs it towards centre wing on the outer side. He's looking there for Kirkby. That'll be a free kick. Into the back, said the umpire. I don't think there's any doubt about that one. And Kirkby now centre wing outer side will take the kick for the Tigers, brings it inboard, finds Douglas. Douglas right on the edge of the square out there on the outer side, centre wing. So Richard Douglas now, of course, he made way for the Roo tonight at Amy Stadium. And now Douglas goes up towards full forward. Oh, through the hands there of McIntyre. Probably should have held onto it. The ball out the back there, taken by the Roosters. They kick it out to the half-back playing grandstand side. Inside the defensive 50, where it's taken by Allen. He has a bounce. He'll have another bounce. Will get the kick away just in time as he's tackled. In towards centre wing. Oh, up they fly. And there's a free kick going against the Bays. It's taken by Alloway. Alloway got the handball over the top there. He gave it to his... Oh, the player there in Motlop twisted and turned it, then banged it inside 50. It's a high kick. Perry's in the van. Oh, almost a one-hander. Got rid of his opponent. Here's a chance for Howard over the top. Taken here by the Laddams. Laddams will kick a goal. He doesn't miss from there. Around the body goes Chris Laddam. A PDK highlight for them. So the Roosters are on the board as far as sausage rolls are concerned. They go to 1 goal, 1-7 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. As you hear the Rooster in the background go crazy. A couple of hens are run into the yard. The Tigers are 3-2-20. Let's go back to the studio, Kearns, courtesy of Man's Mitre 10 Kitchens and Bathrooms.
Guys, it's 8 minutes, first quarter at Broad Spectrum, and it's the Eagles 2-1-13. The Bloods yet to score. Quarter time at the Telstra Dome. Kangaroos inaccurate kicking 3-8-26. Carlton 2-2-14.
And back here at Prospect Oval, Laddams with a PDK highlight snap at the Windmill Hotel and gets the Roosters first. Margin back to 13 points. Centre clearance, though, with Allen. Kicks it straight to Mules at centre half back. He's got a loose player in Kirk. The ball reaches him on the full. It does. He gets a quick kick away in front of Scarlett O'Hara. Goes straight down the corridor. That's good work. It did. Oh, Panozzo almost took a one-hander. He didn't, as it turned out. Trying to get away. North Adelaide. Gee, that's almost holding the ball. It ends up with the player there in Calder. He goes out wide, looking for the player out there in Allen. He's trying to get around Kirkby. He goes along the carpet. It will go into the path of John Hinge. Gets some support from a teammate at Adelaide in Richard Douglas. The kick by Hinge goes to the northern end, but will miss to the far side. So Glenelg 6 scoring shots to North Adelaide's 2. 3-3-21. North Adelaide 1-1-7. And we've gone in the first quarter around about 11.5 minutes thanks to Grand Central.
Yeah, ball kicked out to the half-back flank for the Roosters, taken there by, I think it was Howard. Howard got it further afield. Here's a chance. Ridgwick running strongly now. Runs to the 50. He's got a player loose inside the 50. And that player will take the mark and go back and have a kick for goal. Heath Uni, and you couldn't want the ball in better hands, Daryl Smith. Heath Uni has a very good record at kicking between the tall uprights.
He certainly does, and Ben Kane was caught between a rock and a hard place there. Didn't know whether to run at Ridgwick and leave his opponent. He was caught right in the middle, but the kick was fantastic. So Uni comes in now. The kick is on its way. You heard DB say he doesn't miss too many. Well, North Adelaide have got their second. Uni's got his first. They now go to 2 goals, 1. That is 13. They're still trailing their Glenelg side 3-3-21. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Good uses of football from defence into attack, coming down the grandstand side here. A Glenelg player not touching the ball. Ben Kane was caught in between running at the player with the ball, that was Ridgwick, or staying on his own opponent in a Uni. He chose to go to Ridgwick, and the chip kick over the top found Uni, and he turned around and kicked truly for his first.
He rewarded all that good work, Heath Uni. Great finish, and he's a class act indeed. So ball is back in the centre. It will be Kirk and Scarlett O'Hara doing battle. Willoughby is on Allen. Douglas and Motlop are in there as well, and Johnny Hinch and Dean Howard are in there. So Kirk tries to get a tap away and ends up with O'Hara, goes to Allen, left-handed hand pass to Motlop. He took it, looked like he was in mid-air as he did that. He went back inboard to Uni. He comes further back inboard to Allen. He takes it, goes there to the player for North, and Ivans gets a kick away, straight into the path of Uni again. Oh, there's Tigers everywhere, and Uni's just got too much time. Handball's back to Alloway. He's taken too high by Ruwalt. The free kick was there all day, every day, Mark Ruwalt. And Alloway can go back, and he's probably a bit too far out to score to the Windmill Hotel. And we can tell you, thanks to wetsuit coolers, conditions are perfect. The wind, if anything, going across the ground. And Smithy Alloway's going to have a pot shot.
He certainly is going to have a pot shot from right on 50 metres, going to the Windmill Hotel end. Comes in, kicks from 52. It's not going to make the distance. Anyone up there can take a mark. No, they can't. Punch to the forward area, and Glenelg are going to run the ball out of the fence.
Marnie gave it to Fisher. Fisher goes to Kane there at centre half back already. Rebounding from defensive 50 with a hand pass to Willoughby. Oh, looping hand pass into Hinge. He goes with a deft hand pass to Willoughby. Runs into traffic. That's holding the ball, I would have thought. It's a turnover anyway to the Roosters. Allen's got it. Loose player is one key. He marks too far out from goal. Ruwalt standing to mark. Goes to the run of Allen. Allen now will kick it. Life will kick inside 50. Howard moves from behind. Couldn't take it. Sherwood goes over to Ruwalt. The ball will go out of bounds. No. Ruwalt goes inboard. It's 3-on-1 here.
Play.
Good hand pass by Fisher. You heard Daryl Smith say that was good. Hinge with a kick. It's a 2-on-1 scenario. Oh, Kirkby was up. That arm's taken away. The umpire said no. McIntyre's got it and goes short into the path of Ivans.
Yeah, and the ball now with Spawn. He's in trouble, but gave it back to Ivans. Almost intercepted by the Mounts. Taken here by Coulter. He's wrapped up. Goes to ground. The ball underneath him for a ball up. Smitty, the free kick back here to Alloway. I thought it should have been either a ball up or play on, because he actually ducked his head and ran into the tackle.
Yeah, totally agree.
Perhaps they're very lucky to get the free kick anyway. The ball now at centre wing. The Roosters have the numbers. Ivans emerges with the foot. He goes backward, gives it there to Hart. Hart goes out to the centre wing looking for Loney. Loney should run onto the footy on his natural left boot. What will he do? Will he bring it inboard? No, yes he will. No, he won't. In fact, he kicks it and kicks it into the man. He was undecided. I was undecided. And finally the Bays have got it at half back there and picking it up there. Backwell running with the footy. No, it's not. It's
McConnell.
McConnell, who's got the ball centre wing on the outer side, has a bounce and tips it to the lead there of Panozzo. And that match-up, I think, has got to be looked at, Daryl Smith, because at the moment he's got too much speed for Josh Coulter.
He certainly has, and he's got the ball on that outer side of the ground. We see an interchange with the captain coming off and a Gilhouse coming back on, courtesy of Jarvis Ford. And Panozzo will kick from around about 50 metres to the northern end. And as we said, no breeze to talk about, so it's going to take a good kick from around about 50 metres. Panozzo coming in now from right on 50. The kick is on its way. Has it got the distance? It certainly has. No, it's got the accuracy. No, it hasn't. It's gone through for a minor score. So another point on the board to the Tigers. They go to 3 goals, 4-22, leading North Adelaide 2-1-13. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Kick out from fullback has found Bamford. Marks inside defensive 50. He's going to come into the centre. It's a 2-on-1 scenario. Oh, Gilhouse just absolutely poleaxed the North Adelaide player there. Ends up with Fisher. The hand pass now with Ruwalt. He's got a player on short in Backwell who marks well outside 50. He's going to wheel round onto the right boot. He's going to kick it into the path of Doldig. That's clever football, Brett Backwell. Well done, Glenelg. And the attack on the ball and the body by Gilhouse in the centre. A PDK highlight allows Doldig to line up at the northern end.
Certainly was a team-lifting goal if he kicks it, doesn't we? See an interchange coming on as well. Coming on for the Tigers is Sugars, and going off is the player there in Rewalt, the goal scorer. So in he comes now, Doldig, from around about 35 metres out, directly in front at the northern end. Comes in now, the kick is on its way. He has kicked truly for his first, and the Glenelg side have got their fourth. They go to 4 goals, 4-28, 8 scoring shots to just 3. North Adelaide 2-1-13. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. A great attack on the ball by Gilhouse has seen the ball being turned over, and his side kicked truly for their 4th goal.
Yeah, having said that about the Alloway free kick, I thought young Willoughby was lucky, Smitty. He ran from half back through the centre, was tackled, dropped the ball. The umpire called play on. I thought when you were tackled like that, it was holding the ball.
Yeah,
so we've had a couple of different decisions at the moment.
Yeah, Kaysler on and Bamford off, courtesy of Jarvis Ford.
And all we want is a bit of consistency. As the one thing they are consistent with is bouncing this football. It's just disappearing into the sky. Look at that magnificent bounce. The players have to wait for it, and getting up high was Gilhouse. Got a right hand of the ball. It'll go out towards centre wing. Moore will run onto it for the Tigers. Brings it back now to Fisher, who turns around and kicks it up towards Douglas. Douglas still out there at centre wing for the Tigers, takes the mark. So Douglas now puts it on the right boot. The lead is on into the pocket. Up they fly. Coming out in front was McIntyre. The ball forced to ground. The Tigers have the numbers though. It comes back out to Murphy. Murphy goes into the pocket. Will it be? No, it's marked there by the Roosters, and running away and having a bounce to come pick up the player. Schubert it is now. Who'll bring it into the centre. Will it carry? No, it won't. Taken touch there by Smith out the back. Running onto it is Rudolph. Rudolph gets support there from his teammate who dropped the footy. Is that holding the ball? It is. Well, how was that different to the other one, Daryl?
Yeah.
It was Kane that came out and was tackled, dropped the footy, and was holding the man.
Different umpire.
Holding the ball, I should say, as the ball goes up towards half forward. Around the body there goes the player. I can't pick him up, but he goes into the pocket and tucked away, and will go out of bounds just inside the 50 and right in front of the Grand Central time clock, which isn't working. And there'll be a boundary throw in right on the 50. Waiting for the boundary umpire to throw it in. Back it comes spinning into play. Up they fly. Yeah, the ball down the ground. All player being hung on there was Caitler. Here's the handball. Gives it over there to Jimmy Allen, who goes bang and puts it through for the Roosters at the Hotel Windmill End. They go to 3-1-19. The Tigers 4-4-28 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Yeah, we often say, guys, when it gets in the forward area, you have it in there a lot. You've got to just squeeze the goal. And the good handball came out to Allen, who kept running. He was on the goal side of where the ball was, and the handball came out. No one following him, and it was an easy goal in the end to Allen. He's kicked his first. North have got their third. They go to 3-1-19. Still trailing the Glenelg side 4-4-28 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
We've gone about 19 minutes thanks to the Grand Central time clock. 7 goals, 5 already in a shootout at Prospect, and the crowd starting to swell up quite nicely. So ball back in the centre. It was taken by Wintle because it was tapped down by Wakeland. Wintle with a screw punt inside forward 50. Rudolph took it, gave to Mills at centre half. Back goes wider to Fisher. Goes to Hinge by hand. Hinge will go towards centre wing on the outer side, looking for out there. Murphy, he got up and down and then taking a mark, but in doing all of that has pushed his opponent Ben Hart in the back. So Hart takes it and plays on immediately, goes to Wintle, takes the mark coming from behind. Sugars, he didn't tackle him in the end. I'm not quite sure why. Ends up with Marnie at centre half back, takes it well. That'll test out the hamstrings. Goes to Fisher. Fisher's going to go wide. McConnell and Hart. McConnell was in the van here. He read it beautifully. Hart gave away a free kick. The umpire didn't pay it.
That's gee whiz.
And then Murphy got one over the shoulder. So the first kick was there. Had it have been, wouldn't have been paid to Murphy because it wouldn't have happened. So Douglas has got it. He was taken way too high. In fact, I thought the free kick was there to McConnell. That was the one I was talking about. The kick by Douglas, absolute beauty. The mark by Kirkby, outer side Northern. He plays on immediately. Gets around McIntyre. Runs inside 50. This will be a team lifting goal. Kirkby kicks it into the square. Dolding pushes his opponent in the back. That's a free kick all day, every day, Matty Dolding. And the Roosters will be away through Schubert, who's in the goal square at the northern end.
Yeah, he's unlucky. The umpire was right there to see it, wasn't it? As the ball is kicked out to the half-back flank there, and taking the ball there for the Roosters.
Ivans
and bangs it to the half-back flank where Spawn is. He'll give it back now to Hart. Hart now for the Roosters comes down towards centre wing. He's looking for the big bloke in Wakeland. Somehow got out of trouble. Did it superbly. Gave it to Uni. Uni now to Perry. Perry at centre wing with a drop punt inside 50. At the back though, Smith in the van and takes the mark on the second attempt. Immediately transfers play to the outside where a couple of Tigers are running loose. One of those is Benny Moore. Has a bounce inside the defensive 50. Now runs outside of that area and kicks it towards centre wing on the outer side where it's taken by Backwell. So Brett Backwell now has the footy. Centre wing for the Tigers on the outer side. Goes to the leader Kirkby. That'll be a free kick in the back against the Roosters there. Is that McIntyre? And it is, and Kirkby, who's already had a couple of touches in this game, thought about bringing it inboard to Moore, but will now go up towards half-forward. Too easy for mine, and Marnie came out in front of his opponent, took the mark, and then will chip into the pocket. Have a look at this. Is it Dolding a mile in front of his opponent and takes the mark, and already the speed of the Bays just upsetting the Roosters, particularly in their forward line. The Bays, that is.
Dolding with the ball on the outer side. Can't tell you there's only 5 minutes to go because the runner's got the red hat on. And we know that indicates that there's 5 minutes to go in this quarter. So Dolding now on that outer side kicks to the northern end. The kick is on its way, and that is another goal. That's his second, and the Glenelg side have got their fifth on the board. They go to 5-4. That is 34, leading North Adelaide 3-1-19. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Courtesy of Mans Mitre 10 Kitchens and Bathrooms. Let's go back to Kim Morgan in the studio, get a score check from around the grounds.
They've played 5 minutes at Alberton Oval, and it's Norwood 2-1-13, Port 1 straight 6. It's a 7-point lead to the Redlegs. The Eagles are leading by 11 points at Broad Spectrum Oval, and in the AFL it's the Kangaroos by 18 points, 8 minutes into the second quarter.
Ball back into the centre. Wakeland will be first there in front of Kirk. Came down to Murphy. He got tackled and got rid of it, and the umpire then said you held onto him too long, James Allen, so Murphy with the free kick. So I think the umpiring has been consistently strange. But anyway, Murphy gets it and plays on towards the outer side. Marnie was in front. Doing it beautifully, though, was a North Adelaide player there. Can't be a Ryswick it was. Okay, he went back to Ben Hart, who was having an arm held. So as a result of that, the kick went up and under. Would be taken by Moore. Centre wing on the outer side. He's got Benny Mills all over. Don't go in there because O'Hara, thanks to Jarvis Ford, just came on. Inboard comes Moore to Murphy. He looks a bit like John McEnroe, a.k.a. the 1980 Wimbledon final with that headband and the curly hair. The kick is an absolute PDK highlight into the path of Adam Fisher, who's knocked up getting the footy in this first quarter, and Daryl Smith can go back to the northern end. This will probably test him as far as distance is concerned.
Yeah, he'll kick from around about 53 metres, so He's going to go short to the leading player, and all on his own. How could you be like that? You're 10 metres away from your opponent, and a great kick by the Glenelg player, and the player he has found? Marnie. So Marnie's got the ball at the true centre-half forward position. PDK highlight. Marnie's had a few touches in this first quarter, and the kick was a PDK highlight. So Marnie's marked, and we'll go back and kick from around about 40 metres out, virtually directly in front, and the kick from Fisher was an absolute PDK highlight. So Marnie now comes in and kicks to the northern end. The drop punt is on its way. The goal umpire has only moved to put up the 2 fingers. He's got his first, and the Tigers have got their 6 on the board. They go to 6 goals, 440, and North Adelaide 3-1-19. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. The Grand Central time clock's not working, but we do know there's less than probably 4 minutes to go in this first quarter, and we've had 9 goal scores so far in this fantastic shootout here at the Anchor Securities Game of the Day on RPH Football.
Yeah, by my calculations, well into time on, and obviously there'll be a bit of extra time because of the 9 goals that have been kicked. The umpire back in the centre will throw it up. And up they go. Getting a hand down was O'Hara. Gave it to Wintle, who in turn gave it to Howard up towards half forward. The ball to ground. Smith there for the base. He's going to be in trouble. Threw the ball away with 2 hands. Came to Rudolph. Rudolph got it out to the back pocket. Oh, Willoughby's in trouble. Got the handball over. He's looking there for Murphy. Murphy falls to ground. The ball underneath him. It'll be play on to the umpire, but they can't play on because the ball's underneath them. And there'll be a ball up just inside the 50.
We've seen it paid in the far side, haven't we?
Certainly, the ball at the Windmill Hotel Inn. That's the end the Roosters are kicking to. Just inside their 50. Up they go. A big pack taken off hands by Whittle. A check side float inside the square. Up went Alloway off hand. This will be kicked through for a sausage, I reckon. It is. It's a goal to Wunkey, is it? No, yes, it is Wunkey. That's his first goal on the board for the Roosters. That was an opportunist goal. The PDK highlight. Again, the Rooster goes off in the background as the Roosters go to 4 goals, 1. That's 25. The Tigers 6 goals, 4, which is 40.
Yeah, we often see when 2 players go up, 1 player stays down, the player gets the ball, and that's what happened there. 2 Glenelg players went up, and Wadkey stayed down, and it came out the back, and he was able just to get his toe on the end of that ball and kick it through for his first goal at the Windmill Hotel end.
So great game of footy here thanks to Anchor Securities and RPH Footy. Ball back in the centre will be Kirk and also O'Hara. Tap down to Howard. He managed to get a hand pass away into the path of Alloway. Confronted him was Moore, but Alloway just went in a straight line, gave back to Howard. Howard's wrapped up in the tackle, and he won't get the football away. So the ball in between the centre circle and centre half forward for the Roosters at Windmill Hotel Inn. 6-4-40 Glenelg, North 4-1-25 Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Winter went up and tapped it down, but only into the path of Moore. He's going to come inboard to Hinge, who can use Willoughby and does by hand. Willoughby takes it, has a bounce immediately, can kick inside forward 50. The kick is a beauty. Doldie taking a diving chest mark, can go back to the northern end. The distance certainly won't test him, about 48 metres, and the siren's gone, Darryl Smith, for quarter time.
What a magnificent end to this quarter, with Doldie now having a shot on goal. He's already got 2, has Matty Doldie, so he's been in good form. He's been a real live wire up forward, coming in from around about 48 metres to the northern end. He's coming in for his 3rd shot on goal, and he has kicked his 3rd, and just the end of that quarter that the Tigers needed. They've got 7. They go to 7 goals, 4. That's 46 in a fantastic quarter of football. North Adelaide 4-1-25. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Goal scorers in that quarter. Dolding's got 3, and then singles to Moore, Murphy, Rewald, and also Marnie. And then from the Tigers' point of view, they've got 4 individual goal scorers. Laddams, Allen, also Uni, and a goal.
The umpire holds the ball aloft to start the second quarter here at the Prospect Oval, with the Tigers in front by 21 points as the ball is tossed up in the centre. Up they go. The tap down by O'Hara, immediately running. Oh, player grabbed high there. The umpire was right there to see it. Howard was grabbed high. Why didn't he pay that, fellas? I mean, it was obvious. Pretty obvious to all and sundry, but he called play on, and now he's going to ball it up. Come on, boys, let's be consistent as the umpire throws it up. Up high was O'Hara, tapped it down. Murphy took it, though. Immediately taken there by Loney, but the kick was into the body. Benny Moore picks it up for the Tigers. He goes to ground. The ball underneath him. We've got another ball up in the centre.
Yeah, I reckon that Tiger player there was tackled high, and the umpire was on the other side of it. Couldn't see it, so that's where you've got to have the
No, the umpire was this side.
No, the umpire was on that side, on the outer side, in that last tackle.
I'll have a look at but that last tackle, but the original free kick should have been paid out to Howard. Anyway, the ball now taken by, is it Wintle, who's wrapped up by Moore. for another ball up. So I guess if we can't complain really, because we can't even get it right here. So can't blame the umpires, I suppose. But you've got to pay the first free kick, Smitty. That's the important thing. O'Hara got the tap down through the hands of Spawn. Moore picked it up. He threw it away there to Murphy. Now's a chance for Douglas to pick it up for the Tigers. He's tackled by Loney, thrown to the ground, and there'll be another ball up. Paul Bland, to see if he can get something moving here.
Yeah, goodness me, a little bit of a rugby game to start the second quarter. Now there's players up galore. Smashed forward by North Adelaide. Marnie got the tap on. That was well done to the mouse in Backwell. He wheels round. He's going to get a kick. No, it will go straight down the path of Spawn. Marks at half back, goes by hand to Howard. Howard's going to hand pass or play on. He elects to do neither and in fact take the kick. He kicks to Perry. That kick on the left boot by Howard was a PDK highlight. Perry took it and played on immediately to Motlop. Handballs to him. He's at half forward. He bounces this way around an opponent, Rudolph. He goes to Loney. Loney with the left foot kick. Smithfield crash. Clanger galore. Loney out of bounds on the full. And that's why you won't be playing AFL next year, Sunshine, because you're not good enough and you've only got a left boot. So Glenelg will bring it in from the northern end. Members' side, it will be Sherwood. Standing the mark is One-Key. So Sherwood's got it. No change to the quarter-time score. Tapestry 1 scoreboard 46-25 Glenelg. And the Grand Central time clock, round about 2.5 minutes have gone. Sherwood kicks the ball in. It's a nice looking kick. Is the result going to be good for Glenelg? No, because it was taken by Alloway. Now he kicks it looking for Howard into the path there of Coulter. He gets a double palm down, looking for a teammate in Howard, and fortuitously got it after Glenelg stuffed it up a little bit. Goes to the goal square. One kick contested mark. Great effort. North Adelaide plays on, kicks the goal. The Roosters have got the first of the second quarter. They go to 5-1-31. Glenelg 7-4-46, and they just worked that goal, Darryl Smith, quite beautifully.
Yeah, when the ball came back to the centre area, it's when the bounce goes your wrong way, it's often very, very costly. The two Tiger players went to the ball, it bounced over their head, and North Adelaide had the player there, and they were able to get the ball deep into their attack, and One-Key took a good strong mark and kicked his second goal.
Yeah, I thought you were a bit harsh there on Loney, PB. He missed away to the left, admittedly, but as I said just a few moments earlier, we all make mistakes as long as he doesn't continue to do that, of course. The ball back in the centre. You're going to bounce it down. O'Hara up against Gilhouse. Up they go. O'Hara again, the tap down. Attempted kick off the ground there by Latham. Didn't come off, and immediately Fisher pounced on the ball and gave it there to Mules. Mules will come to centre wing, running with the same way as the ball as Douglas. Will get inside Benny Hart, a former teammate. He'll run to the 50 now. Did he run too far? He certainly did run a long way. It's going to be marked as it there by Doldig. No, true for the minor score. As you can hear the North Adelaide player, the supporters in the background, he did run a fair way, and the umpire allowed it as the ball is immediately brought into the defensive 50. Taken by Laddams. Laddams now will kick it up towards half-back, taken there by Ben Hart. So former teammates at the Crows kick to each other there as the ball is now kicked to Coulter, who's actually run away from the mouse and then runs away from him again onto the left boot. It's a shocking kick. That's almost a Smithfield crash. Clanger, in fact, it must have bounced right on the line and gone out of bounds just inside the 50 for the Roosters, and they're kicking to the northern end of the Prospect Oval.
Gee, I reckon that footy, as it turned out, bounced right on the boundary line and the arc of 50. So the umpire did a pretty good job. He's now going to stand in that same spot and bring it back in at the northern end. Coming from the side, Perry taps it down, taken beautifully by Allen. The quick Rovers job, kicks it forward. Was a North player put it in the back? Yes, he was. And Heath Uni will go back and have a shot on the northern goal. John Hinge, the infringer. And the infringee will be Heath Uni to go back for a share of his second and cut the margin to 10 points on the Tapestry 1 scoreboard.
Yeah, it certainly will, and we know that Uni's a beautiful kick of the football, kicking to the northern end, 45-degree angle, will kick from around about 40 metres out. So coming in now is Heath Uni to give them just a 10-point buffer. So Uni comes in, kicks on its way, and he's actually hit the post. So a Smithfield crash Clanger there by Uni puts a minor score on the board. So North go to 5-2-32. They trail Glenelg 7-5-47. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Yeah, that's unlike Heath Uni, because if he'd watched a kick earlier, Benny Moore allowed for the breeze, and you saw the breeze take it. Well, he didn't allow then, and unfortunately hit the post.
He did. So therefore, Rudolph kicks out and gave it to Willoughby, who now is actually kicking it from the tip of the goal square at the northern end. He puts his arms up and goes, "Someone provide me something that's not with an opponent." And Ben Kane does it. The kick was a PDK highlight by Willoughby. He takes it. It gave to Sherwood. Sherwood gave back to Kane. Oh, he's had his pants pulled down on RPH foot. He gave back to McConnell. It's a bit of a Smithfield crash. Clanger highlights for Glenelg because Sherwood's tackled. Ends up with McConnell. They're under the pump. North Adelaide have come out and they're angry. Ends up with Willoughby at half-back. He's going to go in board with a long hand pass to Kane. He's got his trousers back up, which is pretty good for everyone. Kane now kicks towards centre-half forward. Hands in the back was Calder of Panozzo. Doesn't matter. Doldy picks it up. Handballs to Ruwald. He gives the don't argue. Can handball to Marnie. Too selfish. The kick will go into the goal square. Douglas lets it bounce through. Ruwald finishes in the best possible way for his second. Glenelg get their 8th. Tapestry Wine scoreboard 8-5, 53. North Adelaide 5-2, 32. And we'll go back to Kim Morgan next to Mansmitre Tins Kitchens and Bathrooms for scores from around the grounds.
At Alberton Oval, it's into the second quarter, and it is the Redlegs 7-1-43 over the Magpies 3-1-19. In the other game at Broad Spectrum, it's the Eagles by 13 points. In the AFL, the Kangaroos are leading Carlton by 28 points late in the second quarter.
Well done to Kim Morgan there, and Rewalt with his second goal, DB.
Yep, exactly right. And, yeah, they could have gone either way, the ball. It could have either run or sat up, but it ran and through for a sausage roll. Up they go there. Big leap there from O'Hara. Oh, the tap was beautiful to Allen. Allen pumped it inside the 50. It's going to be marked as a no. Off hands, though, taken here by Laddams. Laddams will go short, looking for a teammate, but he can't mark it. That was Uni. The ball now taken by Kane, who bounces away from the defensive 50 for the Tigers. Will bring it towards centre wing. Up they fly almost to one-handed there, taken by a player in Hart. The ball down to Bamford. He's forced over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw-in between centre wing and half-forward on the grandstand side, favouring the Roosters. Are kicking to the northern end.
It was a great shepherd by Jeff Smith on Laddams there when Kane was coming out from fullback. Boundary line throwing. It will be Gilhouse in front. Does it well to Ruwalt. He's just an uncanny player, Ruwalt. It gets a kick around the corner. Goes to Bamford. He's wrapped up by Backwell. Was he taken too high? No, said the umpire. Ruwalt, did he get pushed in the back? No, said the umpire. And Backwell's hurt. He's holding his scone. What's happened? He's holding his shoulder and his scone, but it looks like he's up on his feet now.
I think Allen actually, when he fell to ground, had his boot in the top of Backwell's head then.
Yeah, Ruwalt unlucky not to get a free kick there in the back, I thought.
Yeah, so the ball ends up with Motlop from the ball up. Ends up with Marnie. Oh, great hand pass to Ruwalt, but it doesn't matter because Motlop, and that is of the Shannon variety, has got a free kick centre wing grandstand side. Standing the mark is Marnie. So Motlop wearing the number 44 Guernsey. And he goes with the left foot kick. A Smithfield crash, clanger and a half. It's gone straight down the gullet of Ben Mule. Says, thanks for coming. I'm the skipper of the Bays, and you kicked it to me. And I'm going to cross play to centre half back to Murphy. And he does. Murphy takes the mark. A double grab. Goes wide with the run to Sherwood. Great running by him away from one kick. Sherwood goes to the leading Doldig. Oh, there's players galore free for Glenelg if he can get it. The kick was a Smithfield crash, clanger, and goes out of bounds just to the right of the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Darryl Smith, 21 points in favour of the Bays.
Yeah, the same leaders they had at quarter time. But the kick from the Glenelg player in Sherwood had to be a little bit better. He was all out on his own, and the kick just had to be spot on.
Boundary throw-in right in front of the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Kirkby, I thought, into the back of O'Hara. The umpire said it was okay. Oh, a player pulled off the ball there, but it was Jimmy Allen, but the umpire called plan. Finally, it's picked up, handballed out, taken by Motlop. He'll throw it on the left boot. There's a torpedo going into the centre. Out comes Murphy at the half volley. Oh, it ricocheted and came back to Mule. Mules now will bring it out here towards centre wing. All by himself is Ruwalt. He has a bounce. He'll run to the 50. He can run inside 50. He can have a shot. Bang as he goes, as he put it through. He has missed away to the left-hand side at the Windmill Hotel end. Probably had more time than he realised, or perhaps he thought he had too much time. As the ball is kicked out, up high was Hinge. Off hands again, it's opportunity. McConnell, he's usually pretty dangerous. Gets a handball back in, taken by Ruwalt. He twists and turns, then decides to go short, and he's found. No, he's missed his target. That was a Smithfield crash. Clanger allows Hart to run onto the footy. He'll bang it out towards half-back. Bamford now with his speed can use it as he will. Big coming. Gilhouse is running to meet him. Bamford got the footy, tried to keep it in play, did keep it in play. Oh, he's tackled high, I thought. And the umpire said, yes, DB, I agree with you. You go back and have a kick, son, at half-back, out of side.
He will. So the ball up there with the North Adelaide player. I'm just trying to pick up through the glasses who that is. It's Banger Bamford. So the Bangmaster played at Fitzroy.
Wakelin on and O'Hara off, courtesy of Jarvis forward.
So Bamford in between centre wing and half-back on the outer side. Kicks towards the northern end, looking for a leading player. McIntyre takes it. He's tackled beautifully by the Glenelg player in Sherwood, I think it was, or was it Kirkby? No, it was Rudolph, as it turned out. So got a three plug-in for the Bays. So a ball up now will be taken by Wakelin and also Gilhouse. So Wakelin taps it down into the path of Moore. Moore gives it to Douglas. Douglas, what can he do? He gets a quick kick away and kicks it forward into the path there of Kirkby. Comes over to Panozzo, who can bounce his way deep inside 50 to the Windmill Hotel end. Hart gives a valiant chase. Panozzo unloads and misses and kicks it into the grog squad.
He looked back then at Hart coming at him, didn't he? And then he tried to take off and then missed the goal. So he had plenty of time. He should have kicked it. That's his second behind too, Panozzo.
Yeah, spot on there, Smitty. He did look over the shoulder, and Hart was coming at a great rate. He had to increase his velocity, and that put him off target.
It put him off balance, didn't it?
Yep, certainly did. The kick out from Ben Hart goes to Calder inside the back pocket, and he kicks to a 2-on-1. Oh, McConnell from behind. That's a free kick to Wakeland. McConnell getting into the back. So the base had runners, but it doesn't matter because Wakeland's got the free kick. John Hinge better give it back. 25, he took too long. That's there all day, every day, Daryl Smith. The umpire's right there. He's got to give the ball straight back.
No question. Silly play by Hinge.
You think he would know better on an AFL list. So Wakeland gets 25 minutes. He comes in board with a hand pass to Loney. He's going to use the left foot. No, he doesn't. He uses the right-hand hand pass. Goes to Wintle. Tackled by Dolding. That's holding the ball. He got the hand pass away, said the umpire. Motlop ends up with it. Loney, the hand pass to Wintle, who can run to half forward, and he does that. He unloads now to the northern end. Going back there, Perry. Can he take the mark? No, the ball is punched free into the path there of a Glenelg player, Sherwood. He's now picked it up. Involved also is Benny Mules. The ball is tapped out to Rudolph. He's going to get a quick kick round the corner into the umpire as it turns out. Goodness me, what a highlights reel of Smithfield crash clangers there's been in the last 4 minutes of the quarter. We've gone around about 10.5 minutes on the Grand Central time clock. The Bays have got a margin of 23 points. The last couple of options could have been goals.
Yeah, Luke Ivans, I thought, very lucky there not to be paid holding the sausage in the centre as the ball now comes to Perry. Perry's handball taken there and kicked by Alloway for a sausage roll. A goal to the Roosters, and boy, I think they needed that, Daryl Smith, because just the Bays holding sway, but that goal brings it back. 6 goals, 238 to the Roosters. The Tigers, 8 goals, 755 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Yeah, that's the second goal that North Adelaide have forced them to do. It was Alloway was just on his own there at the true centre half forward position. The ball came back to him, and they just squeezed that goal through. So the 6th goal on the board to North Adelaide, 6-2-38, still trailing the Tigers, 8-7-55. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
15 scoring shots to 8. This contest probably should be over. North Adelaide is still well in it, and they've made Glenelg pay for turnovers that they should have got goals from, and they've done that a number of times. Now it was Alloway who, as it turned out, had too much time and plenty of latitude.
Certainly the case as the umpire back in the centre to ball it up and throws it up. Again, the tall timber do battle up high. Wakeland have tried the left hand, came down to Howard. He's going to brush the tackle, did it superbly, then comes back inboard. He got a couple of loose players in the centre. One of those is Ivans, has a bounce. Will now go by foot into Jimmy Allen. Will he take the mark on the second attempt just outside the 50? He does. And Allen now, been a great player this season for the Roosters, bombs it into the pocket there. There's a couple of Tigers there. They're outnumbered. The Roosters comes down to Murphy. He's a tackle left, right and centre. And there'll be a ball up just inside the wall. A couple of players there want to go on with it. Laddams and there was a reindeer. Fancy taking on a reindeer. You're crazy. Ball thrown up inside the 50. Up they go. The tap down. The Tigers have got the numbers here. Running onto it there was Mules. Mules gets it by hand out here to the half-back flank. The ball now. Oh, they've messed it up. Smithfield crash playing. It should have been a free kick to Motlop. As finally picking it up is Riswick. Can he get away? The handball in towards his teammate. And the Loney, I think it was, the ball now inside that left full forward pocket. There's a number of Tigers there, and the kick's gone straight off the side of the boot. Off the boot of Rudolph, and a Smithfield crash clanger for sure and certain. This allowed the Roosters to have a shot at goal, and it's with Laddams, one of their sharpshooters, Daryl Smith.
Yeah, he's one of these players who can go back and kick this goal. Laddams, he's a beautiful kick of the football. He's right on the 50-metre arc where the arc meets the boundary line, so he's kicking to the northern end.
Only thing is he's a left footer.
Yep, that's right. But so Laddams coming in from right on the arc. He's going to unload to that northern end. The kick is on its way. It's going to land in the goal square. Up they go. No one can take the mark, and it's gone through for a minor score. So Laddams has kicked the point. North Adelaide have kicked their third. They go to 6 goals, 339. They lead the Tigers 8-7-55.
The kick out found Kane well outside of half-back. Gave in board to Douglas, who gets away from Ivans. Only just arched the back. He had his third bounce now, and he runs into the centre square. Handball's inboard to Fisher. Important build-up by Glenelg. Looking for Dolding inside 50. Oh, does he take the contested mark. Ruwald at the front of the pack can run into the Windmill Hotel end and kick his third and does. Great reply from Glenelg. Electrifying football here at North Adelaide at Prospect. Glenelg go to 9.761. North Adelaide 6.339. That's on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. And we can tell you on the Grand Central time clock, we've gone around about 15 minutes on the Grand Central time clock. Douglas off and Backwell on, thanks to Jarvis Ford. Darryl Smith, great rebound from Glenelg.
Oh, it is a great rebound, but you often wonder now when they kick a point how quickly they turn the ball over. That's gone from the northern end to the Windmill Hotel end without a North Adelaide player touching the ball. And I just wonder whether DB they've got to look at that rule.
Oh, no, they will, mate. That rule will change next season.
Yeah, because in the past they used to have to wait till the umpire had to wave the flags, but now they can just bring it in straight away.
I don't know how much money you got, Smitty, but go and put it on now because that rule will change.
Game high lead, 22 points to the base.
Up they go, Wakeman the tap. The Tigers again, this time through Fisher. Out the back it comes McConnell. He'll run onto it. He'll get support from Ben Mules. Ben goes by hand to Backwell. Back it comes to McConnell. They're using the ball superbly. The Tigers, he runs into the 10. He does that a lot, does McConnell, and he gives it to Big Kirk, who goes bang with a drop putt that goes about 55 metres to the back. Sugars up, off hands though. The Roosters with the numbers. Coulter had plenty of time, gave it to Hart, who kicked into the man. This could be a Smithfield crash player come unstuck. McConnell, he normally doesn't miss. He kicked another goal for the Tigers. Gee whiz, that's a bad blue in the defensive 50 by the Roosters. The Tigers go to 10 goals 7, 67 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. North Adelaide 6 goals 3, 39, and what a costly Smithfield crash clanger that was. Darryl Smith.
Yeah, I don't know if it was so much of a clanger, DB, but I thought Benny Moore smothered the ball very well there. So Benny Hart was trying to go across the ground. Moore was in front of him, and he actually put his hands up for the smother, and the smother came back to Benny Oldie, who's kicked his, he gave it over to, who gave the handball to McConnell, who then kicked truly for his first goal. So good team play by the Glenelg side.
Well, it was a bad handball then, wasn't it?
Indeed, ball back in the centre. It was tapped down to Wintle. Wintle gets a kick away, but the kick wasn't ideal. Smith and, is it Alloway, doing battle. Mules tackled Alloway. The ball was in dispute, and he took him when he didn't have the footy, and the umpire deservedly so pays the free kick. North need to get a couple of quick ones and need to do it pretty snappily. So the kick by Alloway into the path of Perry, drops what he should have taken. Murphy tries to win the contested ball. It's taken by Laddams. He half throws it, half handballs it out in the path of Howard. Howard gets this way and that, and he's tackled and poleaxed and dropping the ball. Good umpiring, Glenelg. The pressure, they've just upped the ante. It's the hand pass from Backwell, found Hinge. Hinge is going to come into the centre and go long. He does that now to the leading Sugars and or Kirkby. Sugars in front. Good contest by Coulter as well. Sugars just about had his Guernsey taken off. Marnie came in beautifully. Coulter tries to get the footy. Ends up with Kirkby. Kirkby goes to Kane. Gets a handball on. This could bounce well for Glenelg. It does to Marnie. Marnie can go inboard to either Ruwald or Moore. Into the path of Ruwald. He taps it onto his advantage inside 50. He's being held. Everyone can see it apart from the umpire. Ruwald now, he's jumped into the back and gets the free kick. Goodness me, this is just a comedy of errors. Smithfield crash. Clangers welcome to RPH football yet again in the second quarter.
Yeah, he played it well though, didn't he? He just kept the ball in front of him, and he didn't feel the pressure. He kept the ball going, and then all of a sudden the Rewalt went to ground. The North Adelaide player came over the top.
Yeah, but he didn't touch him, Smitty. The umpire guessed he did not touch him. He avoided getting into his back and his shoulder. That's a bad decision.
Okay.
He was guessing there.
Okay, so Rewalt's got the ball right on the 50-metre arc. He'll kick from around about 45 metres. He's looking to see if he can pass it off, but he's going to go back now and have a shot. And Rewalt has already kicked 3 goals for the Tigers so far, so he's coming in to the Windmill Hotel end. The kick is on its way, looks pretty good off the boot, but it's going to drift across the face of the goal for a minor score. So Glenelg go to 10 goals 8. That's his second behind. They lead North Adelaide 6-3-39. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
As we say, Smitty, a bit of divine intervention there, I think, from that one. The umpire guessing on that occasion as the ball touched off the boot of Latham. The Tigers are in again. Gee whiz, they're making some mistakes here, the Roosters, as it comes to Backwell. Backwell's got a couple of Tigers loose inside the 50. One of those is Marnie, who takes the mark. And this bloke won't miss from just inside 50, Darryl Smith.
No, 2 good smothers have been very costly for the North Adelaide side. Glenelg are doing the small things that count, the 1%ers so far in this game, and that's why they've got this lead. And it's a game-high lead at the moment of 29 points. And Marnie, as we announced, heard today that he's actually retired from AFL football. coming in now from 45 metres out, directly in front. The kick is on its way. It's going along to the Windmill Hotel, and has it gone through? It has gone through for a goal. That's his second, and Glenelg have got their 11th. They go to 11 goals, 8-74. They lead North Adelaide 6-3-39. That is on the Tapestry Wine score, but we'll quickly go back to the studio, get a score check from Man's Mitre 10, Kitchens and Bathrooms with Kim Morgan.
The Magpies have kicked the last two at Alberton, but they still trail by 12 points. It's Norwood 7-1-43, Port 5-1-31. Eagles by 11 points at Broad Spectrum midway into the second quarter. And at half-time in the AFL, Kangaroos by 32 points.
And back here at Prospect, Dennis Brown, 19 scoring shots to 9. Glenelg leading by 35 points. Boys, the game should be over.
Well, you're not wrong there, Paul Blandis. Up in the centre it goes. This time Wakeman got it down to Wintle. He's wrapped up, though. The Tigers have been relentless with their tackling. And they forced the errors.
That's the thing they've been doing, isn't it, DB? It's the little things that have been getting them into this game.
They have, but the Roosters' options on a couple of occasions have been poor. So the ball back in the centre as it comes. McConnell will run on it and take the mark. Puts it up in the air to show everybody. And now we go by hand to Fisher. Fisher will go bang off the instep of the boot in the pocket. Dolding's taken the mark. And I'll tell you what, if he goes back and kicks this, Darryl Smith, it'll be his 4th. It'll be the Roosters' 12th. And North Adelaide will be in more strife than a Rooster without a cockatoo.
It certainly will be. Glenelg will go to their 12th as Dolding comes in from no further than 15 metres out, kicking to the Windmill Hotel end, of course, and we know he's a thumping kick. If he gets on, it'll go to the Windmill Hotel. And what's he done? He's got his 4th, and the Tigers have got their 12th. They go to 12 goals, 8-80. They lead by 41 points over North Adelaide, 6 goals, 3-39. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. So far in this quarter, the Glenelg side have added they've added 5 goals, and North Adelaide have managed just 2, and that is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Wow, what a game of footy by Glenelg. 20 scoring shots to 9, and they're almost at the ton at half-time, so certainly pretty good. And I came to this ground expecting North Adelaide to be far too quick for Glenelg, and as it's turned out, it's actually been the opposite.
And I think
has been. The coaching of Mark Micken has been ideal. They've got the fast forward in Ruwalt. They've got Douglas up there as well, Willoughby and Backwell in the centre, so they're using it pretty well, and the wingman in McConnell and Marnie doing it beautifully. The bounce back in the centre was an absolute PDK highlight. It was taken by Allen. The hand pass hit a target, but so much has been the case. North Adelaide have just muffed it up, ends up with Ivans. The turnover kick went down the throat of Newells. Suddenly the Bays are at centre wing grandstand side. Backwell will come in and use Marnie, who can play on immediately. O'Hara approaches him. Marnie kicks into the path of Dolding, but bounces well. He's in the van. He's in front of Schubert. He goes backwards to Hinge. Hinge can turn around and go wide with the kick, or round with the kick, I should say. Looking for Willoughby. Was he pushed in the back? No, said the umpire. Not sure how he fell forward then. Schubert takes it, rebounds from defensive 50 and finds in between half-back and centre wing. Allen, who crosses inboard and finds Ivans.
Yeah, Ivans now again fumbles the footy. Twice he's done that. Will this allow the Tigers in again? No, he got the handball away. Came there to the player in the ladder.
One key
it was. He lost the footy. The ball goes towards centre wing on the outside. And gee whiz, they're just making mistakes. But I think that's got a lot to do with the pressure of the Tigers, Darryl Smith.
It certainly has got to do with the pressure of the Tigers, as we see McConnell coming off and Moore coming on, courtesy of Jarvis forward. 5 minutes to go in this quarter, boys.
Bounce down centre wing out of side again. The Roosters are getting the tap, but the Tigers are taking it again. Fisher puts it on the left boot up towards.
Great.
That's a great mark, if not a mark, a free kick. Just outside 50 in front of the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Kirkby now will kick up towards the lead of Marnie, but intercepting his heart, read it superbly. A PDK highlight as it's in the defensive 50 now for the Roosters. That's a better kick and goes straight down the throat of Wonke, who's emerged out of the forward line to be at centre wing. There's Roosters in the centre. Gee whiz, this is Roloni put up one hand. This will let the Tigers in again. Fisher gives it to Ruwalt. Ruwalt goes by hand to Douglas. Douglas runs out of the square. Goes bang. This is going to go through, is it? Oh, gee whiz, another Smithfield crash playing it by the Roosters, and the Tigers have made it into a PDK highlight. That's Douglas's first goal as the Tigers explode out to 13 goals, 8-86 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. The Roosters 6 goals, 3, Darryl Smith 39.
Oh, great play, wasn't it? And it's the little things we've been talking about that's got these Tigers into this game. They've been absolutely fantastic in the one percenters, the smothers, the chasing, the tackling, all those things that you don't often talk about in games of football. But the Glenelg side have been doing those things absolutely fantastically well, and they've been turning the ball over North Adelaide, and the Tigers have been making them pay.
They certainly have. The kick by Douglas, a PDK highlight, and I think it highlights why Nathan Laney won't play AFL football from what just happened in the centre. But the ball ends up now with Wintle, kicks round on his left boot. It'll go down the throat of Moore. Great mark, contested mark. Glenelg kicked the last 5 goals in 9 minutes. More hand passes onto the run of Sherwood. Sherwood can have a bounce. He does that now, can handball to Willoughby. The ball bounces beautifully. Back will provide some support. The tackle by Wintle is absolutely magnificent. That's holding the ball. Umpire Joyce comes in. Willoughby said something to Wintle. It doesn't matter because he's got his pants up his derriere, and Wintle from half back on the members' side will kick now into the path of Howard. The kick's a Smithfield crash. Klanger, Hinge affects the spoil. The mouse jumps on it, tries to get a handball away. Willoughby went to ground. He's trying to look for the footy. Coulter, oh, he took on Hinge. Johnny just said, come on and bring it on. Marnie comes in now, and a free kick has been paid to Marnie against Coulter. That's bad footy by North Adelaide, Darryl.
Yeah, they're rattled, aren't they, the North Adelaide side at the moment. Coulter put his hands up, and we know that you can't put the hands in the face of any player, and he did that, Coulter, to Marnie, and Marnie's got the free kick.
They're being sucked in a bit, North Adelaide, at the moment, playing into Glenelg's hands. The kick by Marnie goes inside forward 50. The punch down by the North Adelaide defence ends up with Allen. Allen's going to kick wide and finds Coulter. That's better footy indeed, bounding from defensive 50. Coulter goes up looking for the player in one key, but in front is Sherwood and sees the ball across the line. So North Adelaide very much rattled at the moment. The game is out of control. 47 points is the margin.
It's the unforced errors that are very costly for North Adelaide. That kick from Coulter wasn't going to anyone, and the only person there was Sherwood.
Yeah, good point, Smitty, as the ball comes spinning back into play. Read off hand nicely by Wintle. He's tackled by Hinge, and great anticipation there by Johnny Hinge to tackle.
Gee, did he try to take him on, DB?
He did, and that's what they've been doing too much of. They've got to get some clean footy, not worry about that.
Dead right.
Up it goes, centre wing, tapped down by Gilhouse. Coming through is the player there in Howard. He lost the footy, though. The ball now spills loose. Here's a chance for Kaysler. Kaysler will go in towards centre half forward. Perry put up one hand out the back. The handball comes out. Here's a chance for one. He comes back inboard. Gives it to Laddams. Laddams will try and get onto the left boot, which he does. Hooks it around the body. Goes towards full forward. Up they fly. The ball out the back. It's going to be taken away by Rudolph, who got the handball free. Did it superbly. We should run onto the 40. Does so. Great work by Rudolph. That's a PDK highlight. Brings it inboard to Douglas. Douglas will give it back. No, he won't. Yes, he will. Gives it to Rudolph now, who goes back out towards centre wing. Gee, they're moving the ball around superbly. Kane will run onto it now for the Tigers. No, he can't. The ball beats him out over the boundary line, and there'll be a boundary throw in centre wing out of side.
That attack on the ball by Rudolph out of defence was absolutely superb. A real PDK highlight. He ran hard at the ball, kept the ball in front of him, and gave the opposition no chance of chasing him down.
Yeah, great footy indeed. So boundary line throw in, centre wing on the outer side. Gilhouse and Scarlett O'Hara. The tap down into the path of Allen. Allen will now kick into the path of Uni. Was a great kick. PDK highlight. Uni takes the mark, kicks inboard to Wintle, but all coming from the side was Rudolph. Couldn't take it. Wintle now has got a loose player in Perry. The ball didn't get to him properly. He had no one anywhere near him. He handballs back now towards a running player for North Adelaide, who unloads to the northern end. Can't pick up it. It's Heath Uni who's kicked his second goal this afternoon. North Adelaide a belated one, go to 7-3-45. Glenelg 13-8-86 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. We're approaching half-time. We've got about 28 minutes on the Grand Central time clock.
Yeah, good play there by North Adelaide. They got that one back. Again, it was Rudolph just couldn't intercept that ball that Wintle got, and Wintle got it over the top to Perry. Perry couldn't take it, and then he got the ball handball over to Uni, who kicked truly for his second.
It was a great goal, Smitty. I mean, he was hard up against the boundary line and kicking virtually the breeze coming across. That was a real PDK highlight, that goal from that angle. As the ball is in the centre again, O'Hara got the tap down. Running onto it is, was it Kaysler, who kicks it up towards half forward. Mules got the handball over to Sherwood. In turn to Hinge, they bring it inboard to Marnie. Marnie will bring it towards centre wing, looking for Fisher from the side. Hart couldn't punch the ball away. Fisher runs on it, goes into the leader. McConnell, can he take it? He can on the second grab, and he'll, in fact, he's marked it. The umpire's indicated a push in the back.
That's in case he dropped the mark on the second attempt. So McConnell. So McConnell now will kick to the Windmill Hotel end, slowing the play down, and a magnificent quarter of football so far. We have seen 6 goals from the Tigers and 3 from North Adelaide, so 9 goals in this quarter. McConnell coming into the Windmill Hotel end. The kick is on its way. Has he got enough to bring it back? No, he hasn't. It's just going to go through for a minus score. So another point on the board to the Glenelg. So they go to 13 goals, 9-87, leading North Adelaide 7-3-45 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Loney kicks in from fullback and finds Ben Hart, who marks underneath what is the Grand Central time clock, except not today. And a Smithfield crash Klanger by Hart because he kicked looking for the player out. Sorry, it's McIntyre was looking for Hart, and in comes from the side Fisher and Spoils.
Mate, Smitty, since the halfway through the first quarter, the Roosters have been taking the wrong option.
Yeah, they have been. They've been, but they've been forced to because of the
not
pressure.
On that occasion, they weren't.
Well, the pressure on the Tigers players have been outstanding.
That's perceived pressure. Boundary line throw in. Ends up being kicked forward by North. Running onto it, Mules. This bloke's been an absolute star today. Kicks inside 50 to Kirkby. He can't take the mark. Running onto it will be Douglas and also Hart. Hart with experience and composure does it well. Hand passes to Ivans. Will come in board to Laddams. Laddams now being approached by Backwell. The hand pass to Bamford. He's got a wheel round now and kick it straight down the throat of Mules. There's still enough time for Glenelg if they're good enough. The kick by Mules. Looking for Ruwalt. Can he take the mark? Yes, he can. Ruwalt can go back and kick his fourth this afternoon, Daryl Smith. And the 14th, Glenelg kicked a goal on the siren at quarter time. Now Ruwalt has a chance to do it at half time.
Amazing stuff, isn't it, by the Tigers side so far. So Ruwalt is coming in from around about 50 metres. He'll kick from virtually directly in front, going to the Windmill Hotel end here of the Prospect Oval. And if he kicks this, watch the Tiger players come from everywhere as he comes in now in a crackerjack game of football. And Ruwalt has got 3 so far. He's lining up for his 4th. Directly in front, going to the Windmill Hotel end. Kicking from right on 50 metres. The kick is on its way. The goal umpire says that is going to be okay. No, just drifted across the face for a minor score. So another point on the board to the Tigers. They go to 13 goals 10. That's 88, leading North Adelaide 7-3-45. In that quarter, the Tigers added 6 goals.
Mules is the one looking to go to him or Kane. Now, both of those won't be tall enough, Smithy.
No, that's right. Rudolph is still on Perry, doing a fantastic job on Perry.
Okay, well, there's my theory gone down the drain with Alloway in defence as the ball's in the centre through the heads and legs of Big O'Hara. He taps it forward. Marnie will run onto it, though. The handball is good to Kane. The Bays have picked up where they left off at half-time. The kick goes up towards centre wing. Immediately taken by Hinge. Hinge will bomb a high ball inside 50 now for the Tigers. Players will set themselves and coming through. And taking the mark there is... Who is that, Smitty?
Ivans.
Ivans it was, who goes to the outer side. Our good mark taken there by Loney. He'll play on immediately. Gets a handball back over there, back to the player there. And Ivans it was, who comes now towards centre wing to Hart. And Hart takes the mark outer side for the Roosters. So...
He's playing it right up.
Been Spawn, actually. I called him Ivans, but he'll go short and finds Loney again. Didn't make a lot of ground. They're still virtually at centre wing. He'll go over the top now. It's the Spawn taking the ball. He gives it to Allen. Allen will go inside the 50. There's a player loose in the pocket. And the mark has been taken there for the Roosters by Uni. And he'll go back and kick for goal, Daryl Smith.
He certainly will, and he's already kicked a couple of goals, has Heath Uni. But he's on his own for a fair while there, and he's got the ball in inside 50. And Heath Uni kicking to the Windmill Hotel end here at the Prospect Oval. The kick is on its way, and we know he's a great kick. He's got his 3rd, and North Adelaide have got their 1st in this premiership quarter, and just the start that North Adelaide wanted. They've got their 8th. Uni's got their 3rd as the Rooster goes off again here at the Prospect Oval. 8 goals, 3 now. That's North Adelaide 51. They trail the Tigers 13-10, 88. That's on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Grand Central Time Clock says we played 2 minutes of this 3rd quarter, the premiership quarter, and North, after the start they wanted, they've kicked the 1st goal in this quarter. Now they need to kick the next 3 or 4 to get themselves back into this game.
So a good start. They need to get the crowd behind them, get them fired up, get a couple of PDK highlights, win the ball out of the centre. So Scarlett O'Hara and also his fellow bloodnut in the captain Kirk. So the bounce is an absolute beauty. Kirk got high, tapped it down to Backwell, who tapped it further on. Hinge is going to run through a packet. He does that, gets rid of it though. It's taken here by Coulter. The funny kick inside the centre circle, looking for McIntyre. Behind him, Smith. Did he get a push in the back? Yes. Now play onto advantage. Motlop, the umpire's called it from in the centre. Motlop into Allen, takes the mark at half forward, can run away from Kane to the Windmill Hotel, and the kick doesn't look good. Goes to the goal square, and it's punched across at the boundary line by Rudolph in front of the Grog squad at the Windmill Hotel end. So a lot to like about North Adelaide. If there's one side in the competition that can kick goals and kick them quickly, it's North Adelaide. They've done it before. Saw them at Adelaide Oval do it, and then Sturt, when they weren't playing pretty good, very good footy, North came out in the second half and destroyed them. So let's just wait and see what happens. So Kirk and Scarlett O'Hara lock arms. The hand pass by Backwell ends up with Murphy, who gave to Mules. Gee, that was a PDK highlight. The kick will find Fisher, who's wrapped up by Bamford. Gave off to Backwell, did Fisher. Goes looking for Hinge, and the ball's gone out of bounds. Smithfield crash clanger, favouring North Adelaide with Coulter in front of the North Adelaide dugout. Grandstand side, members wing. So Coulter going backwards to Loney. That wouldn't achieve anything. So he goes forward now. Inside forward 50. Smith's in the van and providing support. Mules, good footy. Smith goes to Murphy. Murphy's away and finds
the runners.
Moore at half-back underneath the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Yeah, wrong option again, Smitty, as the Bays have got it through Benny Moore, half-back, outer side. Immediately bombs a high ball now up towards half-forward. In front was Douglas. The umpire calls play on. The Roosters have the numbers and they'll come out of trouble as the ball comes out here towards centre half-back. Taken by Jimmy Allen. He dodged past. Now he's got Bamford loose here at centre wing. They can make something of this to Roosters as Bamford now will chip it short, but it doesn't even reach the target. It bounced awkwardly in front of Laddams, who can't control it. That was a poor kick. Another poor option and a Smithfield crash clanger from the Roosters, Darryl Smith.
Yeah, Sugar's off, Sugar's on and Smith off, courtesy of our good friends of Jarvis Ford.
And you don't agree with me or what?
No, I agree. Yeah, the kicking was from Bamford was shocking.
Thank you, linesman. Thank you, ball boys. The ball thrown back in at centre wing. Up they thigh. The tap down. Kane went past the footy. Here's a chance for Howard. He's picked up. But as has been the case all day, the tackling by the Tigers is superb. Fisher aiming to get a free kick. But umpire Day says, not today, Fish. I'm going to ball it up.
Dean Howard been a very quiet player this afternoon.
Yeah, ball up just outside the 50, half-forward flank, grandstand side. The Roosters kicking to the Windmill Hotel end as he bounces the ball to umpire Day. Kirk and O'Hara took it out of the air. Is that a free kick because he was tackled? Motioned the umpire. McConnell got it. Gave it to Marnie. Marnie can run. He's got to get past his power teammate in Loney. Did that to the player there in Willoughby. He gave it to Backwell. Backwell will go to the long lead of Duldig, who runs out and takes the mark. They're just opening up the forward line, the Bays, and doing it superbly. He'll go to Johnny Hinge. All he has to do at market, and he does that, and he'll go back and try and level the scores as far as the third quarter. The premiership quarter is concerned. Darryl Smith.
Yeah, good play by John Hinge. He was in the centre of the ground and kept running when Duldig had that mark. Ran into the open space, and then Duldig kicked it over the top of him, and he kept running and took the good mark. And PDK highlight that play from the Tigers, right from defence through the centre of the ground, and now they line up with Johnny Hinge having a shot on goal to the northern end.
A lot hinges on this goal, you know.
He certainly does. And Hinge comes in now from around about 40 metres out. The kick is on its way. The goal umpire says, that'll do me. Hinge is celebrating. He's got his first, and the Tigers have got their 14th. They go to 14 goals, 10, 94, leading North Adelaide 8-3-51. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. We'll go back to the studio, courtesy of our good friends at Mans Mitre 10 Kitchens and Bathrooms, to get a score check from all around the grounds. And there we are. We're back on deck, and we'll get that score check from Mans Mitre 10 in just a moment.
Okay, so ball back in the centre. Wakeland got his knees into Kirk. Ends up, though, with Allen. Centre clearance to the Roosters. Looking for one kick. Sherwood involved in the contest. Coming through and showing no fear. Kane just did it well. Wanted the footy more, I think, on that occasion. So Kane goes to Marnie. He's been a good player. Arms up in front. Then the tackle was fantastic work. Taken by Banger Bamford. Kicks in looking for Howard. Smithy, someone's down.
No, I just said 2 tackles in a row there by Marnie. It was absolutely superb football.
Fantastic. So Howard's got the footy. Kicks inside 50. The kick's an errant one. A Smithfield crash clanger taken by Rudolph. Goes to Moore. That's been the story of the day. Moore comes from half back on the outer side, inboard to Kane. Kane's going to kick it long. Go to the running backwards, Kirkby. Involved in the contest, Alloway involved. A second player for North Adelaide, Ivans, comes in to help. Kirkby being hurled. Umpire couldn't see it. Doesn't matter because Ivans has got the footy. Comes inboard to Howard. Marks in front of Fisher. Loose man in the centre is Spawn. The kick is garbage by Howard. Smithfield crash clanger. Marnie runs onto it. Kicks wide to Moore. And Moore takes the mark. Centre wing on the outer side. Kicks to the leading Backwell. He can go back and take the mark. He does that.
Good play.
Backing back.
That's a PDK highlight, that one.
Big body of Duldig providing some support. Backwell can come inboard to Douglas. Douglas marks. Too far out to score unless he gets onto the torpedo of his life, and he's not going to try that. He's going to come inboard looking for the captain and Kirk, and he marks at centre half forward, and we'll go back to the northern end. He's a booming kick. He plays on now. He's got an option further wide. They're just using it and getting on the stat sheet at the moment. Backwell's got it. He's too far out to score. He's on the outer side, kicking to the northern end. Tapestry Wine scoreboard 94-51 for the Bays, and we've gone in this quarter around about 5.5 minutes thanks to Grand Central. So Backwell is going to come now inside 50 to the leading player. It wasn't intended to be Wakeland. Punches it straight down into the path of Willoughby. Can he bring up for the ton for the Bays? Willoughby kicks the goal, does he, at the end? No, touched on the line. Bays 14-11-95. North Adelaide 8-3-51. Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Darryl Smith.
Yeah, great play again by the Tigers, wasn't it? They just got numbers around the fall of the ball. The spoil was there, and then the Tigers boys had the numbers around, and just a fraction more longer kick. That would have been a great goal to Willoughby.
Yeah, but again, the poor option. I mean, Wakeland was in front. He should have attempted to take the mark. Smitty, as the ball is kicked into the centre. Up the... Oh, the captain, Kirk, got up as though he was in a spaceship and took the mark. But it ain't made a Smithfield crash. Clanger once he's run onto the footy. Up it comes towards McIntyre. They've got Perry loose inside the 50. Again, they ignore Perry. There's something wrong here because Dean Howard had the opportunity to kick to Perry, who was all by himself in the forward line not so long ago, Daryl Smith, and now it's up to Motlop to kick a very important goal for the Roosters.
Yeah, there was two options there, and I reckon they chose the wrong option. Perry was in the goal square on his own. They've come back to half forward for Motlop, so he's coming in from 45 metres out. The kick is on its way. As it's turned out, it's the right option because he's kicked the goal. So he's got his first, and the North Adelaide side have got their ninth. They got a 9-3. They still trail the Tigers 14-11-95 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. We'll go back to the studio courtesy of Man's Mitre 10 Kitchens and Bathrooms.
6 minutes gone in the third quarter at Broad Spectrum Oval. It's the Eagles by 28 points, 9-5-59. The Bloods are 4-7-31. And it's almost three-quarter time in the AFL. Kangaroos 15-12-102, leading Carlton 8-11-59 by 43 points.
And back here at Prospect, I think the Smithfield crash, Clanger allowed North Adelaide that goal. Kirk took a good mark, got a voice and gave the hand pass, and then it was turned over. One key went to McIntyre, who went inside to Motlop, who finished it off. Ball back in the centre, taken by Allen, got out of trouble beautifully. He wheels around, he's going to kick wide to Bamford. So North Adelaide just coming at Glenelg right now. So Bamford goes to the lead of Motlop, marks in front of Kane, hasn't got a right boot, so uses the left, goes to Howard. It's a 3-on-1 contest for Glenelg. Taken by Sherwood, out of bounds on the full. Yep. Oh, no, he said it came off the upper leg.
Yeah, it came off his knee, so that's a fair decision by that umpire.
So doing it well, boundary umpires Thompson of the mark variety, Brad Fisk and Sean Burton. So boundary line throw-in will be just inside forward 50, favouring North at the Windmill Hotel. In the tap down will favour Motlop. Kane did it beautifully. The hand pass off balance went to Murphy. He goes out of mid-air. Motlop drops the footy when he was tackled. That generally would have been dropping the footy. Laddams, hand pass into mid-air, will be taken away by Glenelg. Sherwood bouncing his way like he's a kid at a school picnic. And Sherwood, he's tackled as he bounced to. That's holding the ball, I would have thought. Ends up with Marnie. He's tackled. That's holding the ball. North Adelaide are up the ante. PDK highlights by them. Smithfield crash clangers by Glenelg. The kick now with Loney goes deep inside forward 50. Hands in the back was one key. Running onto it hinge, and the ball's gone out of bounds. So North Adelaide just pressing here on RPH footy in the premiership quarter.
They certainly are, but the Tigers are holding him out at the moment. That chase from Perry too just looked like he was just going through half pace because Sherwood actually ran away from him.
Boundary throw in left full forward pocket at the Hotel Windmill end. Up they go. Wakeland, the big tap out to player there running onto it was Spawn. He goes, gives ground back to Loney. Loney will chip it short as he gone over the top of the pace. He has.
That was lucky.
And
that was
lucky, I reckon, but doesn't matter. He's found a teammate more importantly. Ivan was the player. Comes now to Allen. Allen goes into the heart. Again, a poor option by the Roosters. Allows Marnie to take the mark. So another Smithfield crash clanger. He handballs to Douglas. Douglas goes into Willoughby. Willoughby in the centre will have a run and bounce the footy. Now he goes out towards the half-forward flank where Backwell takes the mark. McVeigh's running everywhere here as he chips it to the inside 50 to Marnie. Great football by the Tigers again. They've lost it here. They went for a handball. They've lost it. Another Smithfield crash clanger. The ball underneath the Tiger there. What will it be? The umpire says, I'll ball it up, boys. Half-forward flank out of side. So both sides making mistakes in the premiership quarter, Daryl Smith.
Yeah, they certainly have, but Marnie should have gone back and had a shot there because he had plenty of time to go back and look at the goal face.
Indeed, Ball. I think someone put some Stolichnaya vodka in the water at half-time because the players have come out and there's Smithfield crash clangers galore. The kick by Allen finds Bamford as centre half-back. Handballs backwards to Ivans, who's got Winsell approaching centre wing grandstand side. Takes the mark, plays on immediately. He's going to come back into the centre to Loney. You can bet your bottom dollar he'll go something to the left. He handballs inboard to Bamford. Bamford goes long to Perry. Rudolph comes. Perry! Contested mark. That's better football by the Roosters. And straight down the corridor is no surprise.
Yeah, that's why they should be doing all the time. Perry's the target up forward for him. He hasn't had a good day so far, but he got himself in front of Rudolph in that tank and took a good, strong, contested mark. And we'll go back and line up for a goal. And he gets a bit from the crowd, does Sarge Perry, and he's coming in now for his first kick on the goal. He's kicked truly for his first, and North Adelaide have all of a sudden coming here to the Tigers. They've got their 10th. They got a 10-3, 63. They still trail the Tigers 14-11-95. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, and that play right through the corridor of the Prospect Oval was fantastic play by North, and they need to keep doing that as we see an interchange. Wakeland off and O'Hara on, courtesy of Jarvis Ford.
Yeah, you're right, Smitty. Perry was the target on that occasion, but twice before before. He was loose, and he had plenty of territory up in front of the sticks, but they ignored it. On that occasion, they didn't, and it's resulted in a goal. So the umpire now to bounce it back in the centre. Down it goes. The ball rises into the air. Up they go. Getting at the ball to the ground was Gillhouse, but again the Tigers emerge through Douglas. The look-away handball. I'm not sure he meant it, but it doesn't matter because Willoughby ran onto it, then dropped it as he went to dummy around. Oh, Lux a fortune. Came to Marnie. Marnie doesn't miss from there, and there's the equaliser as far as the Tigers are concerned. Third goal to Marnie. You can't afford to make mistakes in this game today as the Tigers go to 15 goals 11, 101 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. The Roosters are 10 goals 3, 63.
And McConnell off and Panozzo on courtesy of Jarvis Ford, and great play by Willoughby. Wasn't attacking the ball hard, then tried to get it over, missed it, but Marnie was there, pounced on it, and he turned around and kicked truly for his third goal. He's been a very important player for the Tigers today. A fantastic game of football here at the Prospect Oval courtesy of Angus Securities. You're on RPH Football with Paul Blandis.
Ball back in the centre. It will be O'Hara of the Scarlet variety and Gillhouse of the Sebastian. Now ends up with Allen, who's been prominent in this third quarter. He's wrapped up in the tackle on this occasion. And just some of the errors that have been made thanks to Smithfield crash in this third quarter have been absolutely deplorable from both sides. So maybe the long break just took the momentum out. But 15 goals to 10. And North Adelaide are coming. So here it comes Howard. He handballs to Laddams, who's in the centre of Prospect Oval. The kick inside forward 50 to the leading Perry. Takes another good mark in front of Rudolph. So certainly if they're using Perry as the option like that, that's going to work. Now he's going to go short to the run of Loney. Now Loney marks under what used to be the Grand Central time clock. That's gone around about 12 minutes. And he will go back Loney and use the left foot boot to the Windmill Hotel in Darryl Smith for a share of North Adelaide's 11.
Yeah, certainly are the experienced players of North Adelaide are starting to come into the game now. Bamford and Perry. Loney now coming in, as we've seen in the shades. We'll give that in just a moment with Paul Blandis, courtesy of Jarvis Ford. So Loney on that outer side of the ground, going to the Windmill Hotel end here. Comes in, the kick is on its way. Has it got the carry? It's going to get to the, certainly got the distance, and now has got the accuracy too. So a goal on the board to North Adelaide. Loney has got his goal, and all of a sudden North Adelaide have kicked their 11th. So 11 goals 3, 69. The Tigers are, they are on 15 goals 11, 101. That's on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, and North Adelaide certainly are coming, boys.
Yeah, both the PDK highlights those goals from that pocket. Not easy to kick him from there. Smitty off the boot of Uni and then Loney. So the Roosters, yeah, progressing, but the Tigers have matched them. Second goal to Loney. So, yeah, there's definitely a shootout here.
Jarvis Ford interchange was Spawn off and Kaysler on.
Okay, the tap down by O'Hara's taken there for the Roosters. The handball comes out to Allen. The umpire says it's a throw against the Roosters. So it'll be a free kick to Fisher in the centre for the Bays. So Jimmy Allen not happy with that decision, but doesn't matter because the umpire's already blown the whistle. There's a player loose out here by himself as Hinge. He's got the ball now between centre wing and half forward. Grandstand time for the Bays. The lead is on, too easy for mine, and the mark taken there for them by Douglas. So Douglas outside 50 again. Benny Mills has got it. Benny's got a kick like a mule if he gets onto it, but it goes to the right-hand pocket. The players will set themselves, and it's a true for the minor score. Yes, it is. So the minor score recorded for the Tigers. They go to 15 goals, 12. Gee whiz, if they've kicked straight, Smitty. 102 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. The Roosters, 11-3-69.
She would have been all over if they kicked straight.
Yes, indeed. Hart kicks in and finds Loney at the northern end. They're still inside 50. The kick by Loney will find Schubert. So they'll rebound from defensive 50 with this kick if Schubert elects to do that. In fact, he's played on. He's almost caught by Willoughby. The umpire said nothing doing there. Schubert kicks to looking for Howard. The kick was a Smithfield crash clanger. The punch from behind ends up now with the player there in Alloway, tackled by Doldick. Scarlett O'Hara took the umpire's calling it back, and it will be a free kick for too high against Alloway.
Oh, well, hang on.
Probably more good luck than good management there by North Adelaide.
Yeah, but that's bad umpiring. That's no vision by the umpire.
Alloway kicks from centre half back, looking for Wintle. Found Ruwald, handballs to himself. Oh, Wintle, great use of the body, taps it back to Ivans. The use of the body by Douglas again. Ruwald getting involved.
Oh, that's good play by Ruwald, because he took on two North Adelaide opponents there and pushed the ball to the boundary line. Excellent effort. That's a PDK highlight, that.
It is indeed. Some of the skills in this quarter, both sides just looking a little bit lazy, but good work by Wintle to start with. Then Ruwald backed it up. Great 50-50s on RPH footy. So thanks to PDK, some nice highlights there. Kirkby from the resultant boundary line throwing. Going off the carpet was Backwell. Oh, and he's gone for a point. He's kicked it from about 35 metres out off the carpet, Backwell, and it's gone through for a behind Glenelg. Their 28th scoring shot, 15-13-103. North Adelaide 11-3-69. Hart kicks out and finds Schubert, who can use the player next to him, Allen, and he elects not to. Doherty comes in and stands the mark at the northern end in front of the kids and the parents.
Willoughby off and Smith on, courtesy of Jarvis Ford.
So Schubert will go short and find Bangor Bamford. But this sort of play doesn't really suit North Adelaide, the chip and charge sort of style. They need to get it and go full-blown down the corridor. It's worked before and they've kicked goals. No, Bangor Bamford goes back to the goal square. Schubert's got it. He's going to kick out wide, looking for the player out there in Allen, who made some good space. But yet again, a kick doesn't get the target, and the ball will go out of bounds. And all that does is mean it's a 50-50 contest, back favouring now Glenelg, because the ball's in between centre wing and half forward on the outer side, favouring the Bays at the northern end.
Yes, quite strange why the North Adelaide side wouldn't come down the corridor there, because we've seen what happens when they do come down the corridor. They use it very well, and they get a one-on-one competition with Perry.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Smitty, there was a couple of Bays in the corridor on that occasion. Mark Micken's coaching well here as it comes to Marnie. Marnie goes up towards half forward. Here's a chance now as the player there is Kane, I think, with the footy. He goes bang up towards full forward. The Roosters have the number there, 3 against 1. This time they go for the fist. Will it go out of bounds in the pocket, taken by Alloway? He'll bring it out here. He hasn't got a lot of options. Another poor option. That's a Smithfield crash. Playing 2 Tigers were there. It's almost as though he walked into the zoo. And the ball went straight to one of those who kicked it now to Fisher, and Fisher's just outside 50. What will he do? He'll go short, will he? The lead is on. Yes and no. It's going to be marked inside the 50 again. Poor checking by the Roosters. And just at the moment, their options are deplorable. And this will be Douglas going back and kicking for goal.
And he was there for a long time too, Richard Douglas.
And Coulter was standing right behind him and let him go. Didn't man up. So the Tiger player, Douglas, coming in from around about 50 metres directly in front, kicking to the northern end. So it's a very important kick from Richard Douglas as he comes in now from kicking right on 50. The kick is on its way. Looks pretty good off the boot. Has he got a goal? Yes, he has. And the Tigers now have got their 16th, courtesy of Douglas's second goal. They go to 16 goals, 13-109, leading North Adelaide 13-11-69. That is by 40 points on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. We'll go back to the studio, get a score check from Man's Mitre 10 Kitchens and Bathrooms with Kim Morgan.
The Eagles have just piled on 4 quick goals in the third quarter at Broad Spectrum. They're now out by 54 points. It's 13-9-87 to the Bloods 4-3-33. In the AFL, it's quarter time. In three-quarter time in the game between Carlton and the Kangaroos, it's Carlton by 57 points. Also underway at Subiaco, and it is Fremantle 1 straight. Melbourne yet to score.
Yeah, thank you, Kimbo. Ball back here in the centre. The umpire's about to bounce it. Down she goes. Up she rises. So to the ruckman. The ball tapped down. Hinge runs onto it and kicks up towards half forward. It's going to be marked, is it? No, coming out and going out for the footy now is Kirkby. Runs onto the footy. Brings it back to Backwell at centre wing. He'll punch the Tigers into attack again. The Roosters have the numbers. There's about 4 of them, in fact. One of those there taking the mark was Ivans, who goes by hand, and the ball ends up at centre wing now as the Roosters are running. Spawn's got it now. He'll go by foot up towards the leader. Perry is at the back. The ball off hand. Oh, Motlop played at the handball, then tried to get it over to... Oh, Rithwick has fallen over. Nothing else could go wrong for the Roosters, surely, as the ball is close to the boundary line, and over it goes for a boundary throw-in. Darryl Smith. I don't know what the Roosters had for breakfast, but it certainly wasn't anything to do with wheat and grain, because the ball's gone out of bounds again. Half-forward flank on the grandstand side. The umpire throws it back into play. Up they fly. Oh, one fist away there. Comes here to Wintle. Wintle picks up the ball. Handballs out to Motlop. Motlop kick inside the centre half-forward area. Perry has tried to run on it. Almost forces the error from the Tigers. They're desperate, the Roosters, inside their 50. Can they pick it up? They can. The handball out. Around the body goes Taylor, and he kicked a goal for the Roosters. His first goal, and they needed that one. 12-goal 3. That's 75 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. The Tigers 16-13-109 in the shootout at Prospect.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty football, was it, by the North Adelaide side, but they did enough just to get it out to Kaysler, who was on his own, and then he snapped truly to that to Windmill Hotel end for his first goal. North Adelaide still with a touch, and as we see that there's 5 minutes to go in this third quarter, boys.
There is indeed. Grand Central time clock says we've played about 22 minutes of the premiership quarter. 16-13-109, 12-3-75 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. So bathed in sunlight thanks to wetsuit coolers. Ball back in the centre. Wakeland tapped it down, taken by Laddams, kicks to centre half forward. Oh, Fisher took a one-hander, contested mark, and I don't know what actually really went on there. The umpire blew his whistle, and the next thing I saw him, he was doing a pretend handball. So anyway, it ends up with Kane, centre wing on the outer side. He's bouncing his way towards inside 50. Kane, he goes with a long kick now to the northern end. Coming from the side, Kirkby. Big pack forms. Kirkby couldn't take the mark. The ball spills free. Douglas involved for North Adelaide. Allen was. And picked up now by the player out there in Backwell.
Oh,
kicks to Rewald, all on his Pat Malone in the goal square. Rewald's got his fourth for the Tigers. They bounce back immediately, and it's not for the first time this afternoon. They've done that, Daryl Smith. Glenelg 17-13, 115, 40-point leaders over North Adelaide, 12-3, 75. We'll go back to Kim Morgan thanks to Mans Mitre 10s, Kitchens and Bathrooms, Port Road, Albert Park for score updates.
Underway in the third quarter, Alberton, it's the Magpies by 6 points. They're 11-2-68, Norwood 9-8-62.
And something's happened here as we see the umpires coming in and talking to the players. But how could Rewalt be all on his own in the goal square when the ball's in the forward area?
Okay, ball tossed up in the centre again. Kirk got up, got a hand to it, couldn't touch the ball though. In goes Kaysler. The ball is with the Tigers though. Big Kirk in there. He's desperate to try and get the ball out, and the umpire's hovering and decides to ball up take two. Gee whiz, what a game it's been. But the Tigers, everything the Roosters do, the Tigers are just doing a little bit better as the ball is tossed up in the centre. Ends up now with Kane. Kane gives it to Moore. Moore's away now, centering on the outer side. Throws the ball on the boot. Goes up inside the 50. Up they fly. And in the middle of the pack. That's a good mark. Is that Calder?
Ivans
it was who took the mark. He gets support now from Schubert. Schubert runs outside the defensive 50. He should go short by hand. Gives it to Laddams. Laddams has got a bit of time now. He'll bring it in.
Oh, dear me.
Kane's there. What are they doing, the Roosters? Another Smithfield crash clanger. Kane gives it to Rewald. He's just been kicking goals all day. Oh, tried to take the man on. Got it back to the mouse. Backwell on the left boot. And there's a Tiger loose inside the 50. That's Douglas. Daryl Smith. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, just the pressure again, isn't they? Choosing the wrong option, and they really are lacking in confidence, this North Adelaide side. Douglas has ended up with the ball, and Rewalt tried to take him on, got tackled, but he came back to Backwell. Backwell looked up and saw Douglas on his own, and he's now going to go line up for his second goal. So Douglas kicking to the northern end of this ground, comes in from around about 48 metres. Kick is on its way, looks pretty good off the boot. The goal umpire's moving a little to the left, but he's kicked his second, and the Tigers now have got, so Douglas has kicked his third. The Tigers have now got their 18th. They got 18 goals, 121, leading North Adelaide 12-3, 75. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, which you see an in change, and Rewalt coming off, and McConnell coming on, courtesy of Jarvis Ford.
Well, goodness me, Glenelg go to a 46-point lead. That is a game-high lead on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, and they go into lemon time with certainly a bit of momentum. And North Adelaide, gee, just not what you'd expect from a 20-year anniversary of a premiership. Glenelg coming out and playing some good football, so let's just wait and see. Umpire Joyce throws the ball up in the centre. Wakeland and also Kirk tap it down, but Moore and Hinge almost got to raffle it. Oh, the run by Kirk, fantastic. The handball received from Moore. Kirk can run to inside 50, kicks inside 50. Alloway can't take the mark. Schubert's wrapped up in the tackle. Dolding, that's holding the ball in anyone's language. Not today, apparently, in Swahili. Ends up now with North Adelaide trying to run it out through Hart. He's swamped by Glenelg players inside defensive 50, and it'll be a ball up by the umpire.
Yeah, I don't think that was quite holding the ball because he didn't have any prior opportunity to get rid of that, so it's a fair decision by the umpire, I think.
Okay, PDK highlight by the umpire on that occasion. Ball up now. Smith and also a North Adelaide player that I couldn't identify went up to tap the ball down, trying to come out. The ball does now to Kaysler, who runs away from centre half back and kicks out to the leading one key. Sherwood there. The kick just wasn't quite good enough, but one key got a half a fingernail with some polish on it in the back. The umpires paid it, and one key in between centre wing and half forward on the outer side going to the Windmill Hotel end. In fact, he comes towards the RPH commentary box side and finds Wintle, who marks inside the centre square. He's got a short option, Kaysler, but that's not what they need. Wintle will go long to the leading Uni, and no one within cooey of Uni who can go back for his fourth goal this afternoon and bring the margin back to 40 points on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Well, that's what we say, get it in quickly to a leading player, and they've gone straight down the middle this time. Uni's marked the ball, and he's going to kick to the Windmill Hotel end from around about 48 metres. Can't be much time left in this quarter. Comes in now, kicks on its way, and he has got his fourth. and North Adelaide now have got their 13th. They go to 13 goals, 3, 81, trailing Glenelg by 40 points, and they are on 18 goals, 13, 121. They did lead by 21 points at the end of the first quarter, 43 at half-time. They now lead by 40, and it's almost three-quarter time.
Yeah, much better option that time by the Roosters, with Uni running to space and the kick virtually going down his throat, a PDK highlight. But gee whiz, they need more, because everything they've done thus far, the Tigers have been able to match, as the umpire is about to bounce it in the centre. So 121 plays 81 into time on the Grand Central time clock. The umpire bounces the ball. Up she rises. Kirk and Wakeland got the tap down. The Tigers run onto it though. Fisher will be first there if he can pick it up. No, with him there is Laddams, who's got the footy. Laddams gets away. Last time he gave it to the Tigers virtually. This time he gives it to Kayser. Back it goes to Laddam, but the Tigers are awake because Benny Moore then dragged him to the ground after he got rid of it. Was that a free kick? Should have been. The umpire said no, and it's eventually gone to Benny Mills. Half-back blank. Must have gone out on the ball. The kick has been marked by Douglas. He takes the mark. So Douglas now half-back outer side. The Tigers will go inboard. Here's Big Kirk all by himself with the ball set for him. He's got Sherwood running past. As easy as you like. Sherwood almost run down by Motlop. Got the kick though. A couple of players leading through the hands of one of those in McConnell. Here's a chance for Marnie. Tried to get rid of an opponent. Motlop ended up running onto the footy. Can he get rid of it?
That's holding the ball.
The umpire says play on as it's right on the 50. Half-forward blank grandstand side for the Tigers. The umpire will move in and bounce the ball.
And Murphy off and Rewalt on, courtesy of Jarvis Ford.
Yeah, Jarvis Ford down there at Jeff's Cross, of course. Corner of Grand Junction Road and Main North Road. Up she goes. Oh, the Roosters stuffed it out. Taken here by Ivans. He got the tap away. In fact, it was, I think it might have been Spawn. The ball now comes out towards half back, and it just sits up and bounces away from the Roosters. Not the Roosters' day today, thus far anyway, as there'll be a boundary throw in half-forward flank grandstand side for the Bays.
Okay, the umpire will bring it in front of a very healthy section there of the northernmost stand here at Prospect. Fantastic ground for football, not only to watch, but also to play and observe. So the boundary line throw was taken by Winchell, gave to Riswick. Riswick goes to Allen. This is better. Goal before three-quarter time would be ideal. The kick, though, by Allen goes straight to Mules, and that's, the umpire's called play on. There were two people standing to mark, and the siren's gone for three-quarter time. The Bays go in at 18-13, 121. North Adelaide 13-3, 81. Their good kicking has kept them in it, and at time
here, particularly for the Roosters, as the umpire's about to bounce the ball to start the final quarter. The Bays just playing much better footy at the moment. Look at that bounce, would you? Up it goes. Almost stayed up there for 5 seconds as the ball is taken by Fisher. He's tackled. Got one high, and no, it's going to come back in actual fact and come to Kayser.
He got one high.
He got one high as well. So two highs make one high to Kayser, and he'll get the free kick in the centre. Goes out towards the lead of the player there in Howard. The ball misses its target again. In comes Big Kirk. Runs away from Howard, then throws it on the left boot. And there's a couple of Tigers there. Gee whiz, they can't make a mistake today. Benny Kane, I think it is, has got the ball. He'll bring it out here towards centre wing. Have a look at McConnell all by himself at centre wing. He'll go to the lead of the fast leading Duldig, who marks on his chest, and he'll go back, and already he's kicked 4. He's kicking for 5, and Darryl Smith, if they kick the first goal of this quarter, it could be good night cock-a-doodle-doo.
Just about game, set and match, isn't it? 46 points, the game leading high if he does kick this, and Duldig, as we said, has already kicked 4, coming in for his 5th at the Windmill Hotel end. And comes in from around about 45 metres he'll be kicking from, so we'll know as soon as anybody. The kick is on its way. He has got his 5th, and the Tigers have got the start they wanted for in this last quarter. They've got the first on the board of the last quarter, and that is their 19th. They go to 19 goals, 13, 127. North Adelaide 13-3, 81. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, and the Grand Central time clock says we've only played 2 minutes of this last quarter, and it is just the start, DB, that the Tigers wanted.
Oh, no doubt about that, Smitty, and just what North Adelaide didn't want, a very early goal, and they've got all the momentum, and the way the game's been going this afternoon, North Adelaide just have to do a complete turnaround. That
effort by Howard at half forward, it just it reeks with him being injured. I'm not quite sure, but being outrun and out-positioned by Kirk just wasn't good enough. The ball's been taken away by Allen on this occasion from the centre. The kick round the corner, though, Mules is taking it. He was being hung onto as well as that. He's just about had his jumper ripped off. The hand pass away is into the path of Motlop. Wasn't the intended target. He tries to take on Kane. They don't argue. Comes back to Loney, who gives to Allen, who's under pressure. In front is Rudolph. Coming from behind the Sarge. It was a good contest by both players. Sherwood, though, rebounding. Sugars it was to Sherwood, who gives to Panozzo. Someone's down. We'll wait and see.
Backwell's on his own by a country mile.
Okay, so Backwell isn't down. He's up, and he's copped one over the chutney, so he's going to get it in between half-back and centre wing on the members' side for the Tigers, who are going to the Windmill Hotel end. So Backwell, no one standing the mark. That's poor footy by North Adelaide. Now Backwell's going to switch play to Moore, who's obviously been eating garlic last night and hasn't put on the BO juice because he's marked in a space of his own. He kicks inside 50. Douglas marks, can go back and kick his fourth. And unless he wants to pass off, he's going to go back, Darryl Smith, and go to the Windmill Hotel end.
Well, he should go back because he's a beautiful kick of the football. He's already kicked 3 so far, but the way the Tigers ran the ball out of defence there, not a lot of chase from the North Adelaide side. So certainly the running is with the Tigers at the moment. So in they come, the Tigers, and that's Douglas kicking from around about 48 metres out. Kicks to the Windmill Hotel, and the kick is on its way, and it's hit the post. So another point on the board to the Tigers. They go to 19 goals, 14, 128, leading North Adelaide 13-3, 81. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
Okay, the ball already out to Jimmy Allen. He gives it to Ivans. Ivans goes by hand to half-back, and the ball taken in, by Spawn up towards centre wing. A free kick against the Roosters.
See, their undisciplined play too, did DB. That was just uncalled for.
Yeah, but the kick was poor, mate. It went straight to Mules.
No need to pull him down, though.
Yeah, but Mules was in front, and that's the only option he had, unfortunately. As Mules now will kick it and onto the lead of Kane, and Kane marks the ball, centre wing. I mean, you've got to make the most. When you get that footy, you've got to give it to a teammate. And they haven't been doing that today. As the ball now kicked inside 50 for the Tigers.
Oh!
Whoa, up went Smith. Big leap offhand. Look at the mouse of it. He's only got to pick it up off the carpet. Then go onto the left boot. Oh, the mouse, he ran into a trap because he kicked the ball straight to a Rooster. And that's kicked out towards the half-back flank. Taken by Jimmy Allen. Did he keep it in play? No, he didn't. And there'll be a ball in half-forward flank outer side right in front of the Grand Central time clock, which hasn't worked all day. And we've probably only played about, 4 minutes into the final quarter.
Okay, boundary line throwing just outside the 50 for Glenelg at the Windmill Hotel end. Smith and also O'Hara. O'Hara did it better, tapped it down to Kaysler. Kaysler went there to the player in Spawn, ends up with Hart. Hart went backwards to Allen, but they're under the pump here. He's got no option. He's got to get round Adam Fisher. He does that now, and he kicks into a nest of Roosters, but they can't take it. Oh, Backwell gave it to Hinge. Hinge under the pump, gives to the running Kirk. Kirk's going to go with a funny-looking T option, and it will end up being marked by Calder at half-back. Plays on immediately, rebounds from defensive 50, will bypass centre wing on the way to looking for one key. Tapping it down was the player in Sherwood. Ends up with Kirk. Kirk went to Marnie. Marnie's got to get it back to Sugars and does that now. Sugars gets around. It's Ruwalt, Kirkby and Calder in the contest. Kirkby from behind. That's a PDK highlight of a mark. He's got McConnell loose. He can mark it half forward for the base. He does. Oh, looses Mother Goose's Fisher inside 50. Still there. And McConnell doesn't want anything to do with that. He's going to go long now, and he does that. Looking for Smith, who can mark in the goal square. No, he can't. And it'll go across the boundary line in front of the Grog squad at the Windmill Hotel in members' side.
Almost ducked his head there, did Smith. Made front position and then ducked the head, so took his eyes off the ball.
Yeah, so Fisher, I thought there was an option there for McConnell, but anyway, obviously that might be a team plan. So boundary line throwing, tap down into the path of Allen. Allen gets a quick kick away, only so far as Marnie. Probably should have run harder to try and make the contest. Oh, the hand pass around the corner to Ruwalt, but a free kick will come back to Marnie for a push in the back against Bangor Bamford. And that's emphasising the fact of the undisciplined play this afternoon by North Adelaide, because they're always second to the footy. Marnie from half forward goes slightly backwards to Hinge. Hinge goes with a kick towards the goal square. Coming from about 6 deep, Smith couldn't mark and therefore gave away the free kick. The Roosters can play on through Ivans. They'll go towards the outer side. It'll be marked by Loney. Marks just outside of half-back. He's going to play on and he needs the left foot option. The kick's terrible. Coming from the side, Kane. The Tigers are in the van here. They deserve to be punished, North Adelaide.
Holding the ball.
And they won't be. It should have been holding the ball. You're right. Howard was tackled as he tried to get the hand pass away. Oh, Moore. Well, wrapped up the North Adelaide player in the tackle. Was it in the back, fellas? I thought it was.
It was.
Yep, certainly was in the back. He took him straight to the ground and the umpire was circling around. I thought he was going to play holding the ball then.
Oh, dear me. So Moore came in with a vicious attack on it. Scarlett O'Hara taps it down to Kaysler, who muffed it up, ends up with McConnell. He's going to kick it wide to Marnie. It's not 15, surely. And the umpire says, yes, it is, and don't call me Shirley. So Marnie will go back to the Windmill Hotel in Smithy. Is he close enough?
It probably is. He's a pretty good kick, but he's going to kick from around about 52 metres. He's holding up his options at the moment. He's already kicked 3. And you could just about say if he does kick this one, and the Glenelg have got their 20th, that is just about game, set and match. As Marnie comes in from right on 50 to the Windmill Hotel end. His kick is on its way. He's got underneath it. Certainly not going to make the distance. Can anybody up there mark it? No, they can't. It's forced through for another minor score. So the Tigers now have got their 15th point on the board. They get a 19 goals 15. They lead North Adelaide 13-3, 81.
OK, Benny Hart to bring the ball back into play. What's he going to do? They're really under the pump here.
Well, they've really got to go straight down the middle, don't they? They've got to start attacking as quick as they possibly can, straight down the middle.
Certainly do, and that's exactly what Benny Hart does. Go straight down the high diddle-diddle, looking for O'Hara, who comes across and then punches the ball out into the open spaces. Running it there is Alloway, wasn't it? Who got it over the top. The handball's poor. He's put his teammate under pressure again, and the ball rolls out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. Gee whiz, it hadn't been their day-to-day. The Roosters, they've just made mistake after mistake. Smithfield crash clanger after Smithfield crash clanger. And there'll be a boundary throw in half-forward flank out of side.
So it'll be Kirk and also Scarlett O'Hara. Kirk got his palm down to it, into the path of Kane and also Allen. Kane was so much on Allen's hammer, he didn't even have a chance to do anything other than try and get the ball into his midriff, and he did that, was tackled as that all happened, and the umpire, and that's Joyce, will come in. There's a blood rule being paid immediately to James Allen, will be the player coming off. And coming on for North Adelaide, well, no one yet because no one's out of the dugout. So we've gone on the Grand Central time clock, around about 7.5 minutes of the final quarter, thanks to Grand Central.
Probably a good time to go back to the studio to get a score check from around the grounds, courtesy of Man's Mitre 10 Kitchens and Bathrooms.
It's Norwood by 9 points late in the third quarter at Alberton. In the other game at Broad Spectrum, it's the Eagles by 61 points. In the AFL, Kangaroos by 65 and Melbourne by 7 points.
Well done to Kim Morgan back in the studio, and here it is a ball game by 48 points.
And ball up there was tapped down by Kirk to Fisher. Of course, Kim Morgan and Sandy Cameron, brought to us by Man's Mitre 10's Kitchens and Bathrooms, Port Road at Albert Park. Dave Mann, his beloved Eagles, will be third after tonight and doing it beautifully. Coming from the side from that ball up, Kane. Oh, the extra tap on by the Glenelg player. Ends up with Backwell, who kicks straight down the gullet of Schubert. That's a Smithfield crash clanger. It was an exciting build-up, a bit of aerial ping-pong to get the ball to Backwell. So Schubert comes in board to Hart. Hart takes the mark, plays on immediately. The kick will find the player there in Ivans, plays on to Loney by hand. Loney by foot will go to the leading player in McIntyre. He didn't attack the ball aggressively enough, and that's why it bounced into the path of Sugars. The ball hasn't gone out yet. Amazing stuff. Hinge comes in. Riswick comes in. The ball spills free now. Oh, Hinge somehow gets out of traffic. Gives to Marnie. PDK highlight by John Hinge. Marnie gives to Douglas. All AFL players involved in that trio of class, and Douglas goes with the long kick inside 50. Riswick couldn't take the Schubert, it was, couldn't take the mark. Ben Hart went to Ivans. Ivans tries to get round to hand passes into the path of the umpire, as it turned out. North Adelaide player, was he in the back? No. The umpire put up his whistle. Jeff Smith gets a hand pass to Dolding. Dolding was looking for Ruwalt, missed him. Kaysler runs onto it. Hand passes to the feet of Kirkby. Gave to Dolding, did Ruwalt. And the kick there finds Bangor Bamford at the top of the goal square at the Windmill Hotel end. So North Adelaide rebound from defensive 50, and the mark's taken by Spawn. Spawn's got out wide the run of Ben Hart, who will mark centre wing on the outer side. Takes it now. Goes by hand to Wintle, who hasn't got a straight running option. Wintle comes back in board to Laney now. Free kick's been paid to Glenelg because Ben Hart's been holding on to Panozzo. So just when they were having a red-hot go at the northern end, they get punished. Coming wide is Panozzo to find Marnie's been one of the best players on the ground this afternoon. Marnie goes to Backwell, centre's wing, grandstand side. Backwell, he can go short and does to Ben Moore, who marks on his chest. What a great player this guy is for Glenelg, Ben Moore. And he's going to just hold things up here. There's no need to rush. We've gone on the Grand Central time clock around about 11 minutes. So Moore looking for some options. Kirkby leading to the boundary line. Don't go there. Moore's just going to bomb it in long. Dolding's going to come from behind. He's going to fly. He does that now. Smith it is, in fact. Goes to Ruwalt into the goal score. Is he being held? Yes, he was. The umpire said no. Coming in from the side is Benny Hart. Did he take him high? No.
I reckon he did take him high.
The umpire said no, so it'll be a ball up right in front of the goal square at the Windmill Hotel end, and if sanity prevails, North Adelaide was bang it through. No one went for it apart from Smith, who tapped it down into the path of Schubert, tackled by Marnie, gets it out. Doldie goes up the carpet. Smith takes it somehow, gets his head ripped off. He's pushed to the ground in the back, and he gets the free kick. We'll go to the Windmill Hotel end. When it's not your day, it's not your day.
Exactly right, and the umpire there, DB, paid the second free kick. He had his head ripped off, and then he driven it into the ground.
The more I see this game of ours, Smitty, it comes down to what the umpire sees or what he doesn't see.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened there. He didn't see that the big fella Smith was actually tackled high, but did see the push in the back. So Smith's got the ball 15 metres directly in front. and he'll go back and kick his first, and he does that. So the Tigers are certainly well on their way to winning this game. They've got their 20th on the board. They go to 20 goals, 15, 135, leading North Adelaide 13-3, 81. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, and you can actually see that there are North Adelaide supporters leaving this ground, so they've conceded.
Well, yes, game-high lead for Glenelg in the vicinity of plus 50 points. And, look, important game. And I'll tell you what, as far as North Adelaide are concerned, the next 13 or 14 minutes are very important as far as their season. If Glenelg end up pulling their pants down and beat them by 15 goals, well, goodness me, suddenly it throws a rooster amongst the pigeons.
Certainly does. Don't worry about the fat lady falling through the stage. She's walked up onto concrete.
She's already into the cakes.
Yeah, mate, don't worry about it. This game is all over a red rover. Was, mind you, at three-quarter time, 40 points. Just too big an ask for the Roosters to come back, as the umpire's going to ball it up in the centre. And they haven't kicked straight either. That's the other thing. As the ball goes up, tap down, taken by Motlop. The kick is smothered, though. Comes back to the player there in Wakeland to Bamford. Bamford goes up towards half forward. The Tigers will be first there, picked up by Rudolph. Runs around in an arc and then brings it back in the half-back flank. The kick's gone over the head of a teammate. Coming through, dropping the ball there was Rudolph when he was tackled. Umpire called play on. That's what I was going back a moment ago. What it sees and what he doesn't see. He obviously saw that, but didn't pay it as the ball's at half forward on the grandstand side for the Tigers.
You've got to be impressed with the second efforts of the Glenelg players. Rewalt there again was tackled and thrown on the ground, got up straight away and made another contest. So the second efforts by the Tigers have been superb.
Motlop off Jarvis Ford. On is James Allen.
Okay, the tap down, running onto it is Howard. He puts it on the left boot. The ball sails inside the 50 for the Roosters. Up they go. Off hands. Here's a chance now, running onto it and kicking around the body is Wunty. What do you reckon he's done with it? That's the tail of the tape, Darryl Smith. He's put it out of bounds on the sitting ball.
Yeah, Smithfield crash clanger, as we see Allen limping down here in front of us. So Motlop, limping in front of us.
Yeah, just hasn't been their day, the Roosters. Simple as that. As the Tigers now have lost the footy now, have they?
And Murphy going to come on for the Tigers.
Well, the final five's all done and dusted. No one else can make it apart from the sides in there. Glenelg, the Eagles, North Adelaide, Sturton Centrals will be playing 2007 SANFL finals.
It's a fantastic effort by the Tigers to come here and win in this game at the Prospect Oval.
Okay, the ball kicked out to the half-back flank now, offhand, taken and given to Bamford. Bamford chips it inside the 50. There's a Rooster there by himself, should take the mark. That's Riswick. He'll go back and he'll kick for goal and kick from about 48, you would think, Smitty.
He will. So Riswick, he's been off and on the ground most of the day. So Riswick coming in from...
A bit like North Adelaide, haven't they?
Yeah,
on and off.
Exactly
More
right.
off than on.
Okay, so Riswick now comes into that north end. The kick is on its way. Certainly not going to make the distance. It's going to be forced through for another minor score for the North Adelaide Roosters. They go to 13 goals for 82, trailing the Tigers 20 goals 15. And something about these two sides, they have a real shootout, don't they, each and every time they play, and it's great to see SANFL football played this way.
Sugars from the northern end goal square, kicking out from that behind, looses a Goose's hinge. He marks it, he handballs inboard to McConnell. McConnell can come further inboard to Douglas. They're just doing as they like. Douglas is under the pump, going to go back to McConnell. He'll get voice and support from Kane, does. Kick by McConnell inside 50. Kirkby can go back to the windmill and... well, he can go back to the Windmill Hotel, and he might go back to the Windmill on the way back to the Bay and celebrate. And he goes in short and finds McConnell, who marks in front of Schubert. Did he get a push in the back? Yes, he did. The umpire called play on, so Schubert rebounds from defensive 50. And that's one thing about Glenelg's game today. They have been a little bit sloppy on occasions, a little bit too cute and too clever. Kaiser's got the mark on centre wing on the outer side. Kick inboard. Wintle takes a very good mark, turns around, kicks into the path of Ian Perry. The Sarge goes back and marks in front of Benny Mules and should go back and kick the goal to the northern end 45-degree angle.
Hardly a cheer was raised there when Perry took that mark.
Well, have a look at the scoreboard, Benny, that's why.
Yeah, but even so, DB, you're still got to encourage your side. Perry comes in now from around about 45 metres out on that outer side of the northern tavern end, or the northern end here. As he comes in from 45 metres, Perry comes in, the left foot drop punts on its way. The goal umpire says, that's okay, that's a goal to Perry. He's got his second, and North Adelaide have got their 14th. They go to 14 goals, 88, that is, trailing the Tigers, 20 goals, 15, 135. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Let's go back to the studio, get a score check from all around the grounds, courtesy of Mann's, Mitre 10s, Kitchens and Bathrooms with Kim Morgan.
The Magpies are back in front at Albert Oval just into the last quarter there. 15 goals, 393. Norwood of 13, 14, 92. 1 point the margin in that one. It's just about all over at Telstra Dome. Kangaroos by 82 points. In the other game in the AFL, it's all level. 34 points apiece just into the second quarter. That's Melbourne playing Freo.
Okay, off hands Bays immediately into attack once again. Ruwalt bombs it inside 50. Kirkby front position, and there's a free kick, and it's gone to the player at the back.
Yeah, against Jeff Smith for hanging on.
Okay, against Jeff Smith, taken by Coulter. So Coulter.
No, it's Alloway's free kick.
I was going to say, because Coulter was at the back, and his opponent was Kirkby. So the ball coming back to Alloway, who now kicks it out to the half-back flank, and the mark taken out there by Schubert. Schubert goes up there, and it's marked by Jimmy Allen. So he's backward of centre wing, will bring it inboard to Uni. And Uni takes the mark. Oh, almost caught, but plays on the kick up towards half forwards. A poor kick put Perry under pressure. The Tigers have the numbers again as Hinge hits it over there to Sugars, I think it was, who brings it to the half-back. And they've actually turned it over. There's a Smithfield crash clanger for the Bays, but they've haven't made as many as the Roosters have today. And the ball is with Hart, and Hart will chip it up towards half forward. And that'll be a mark or a free kick off hands as he paid advantage. Now it'll come back to Redwick, who has been paid the mark and will kick from outside 50. Goes short, the kick is on, the lead is on, and it has been marked inside the 50 as the interchange. Coming on is Kirk, coming off is Smith for the Tigers, courtesy of Jarvis Ford down there at Jeps Cross. And the ball now with Uni, who kicked from right on the 50, Darryl Smith.
Yes, he's already kicked 4, has Heath Uni. He's been their star forward. He's the only multiple goal scorer. No, what he's got 2. So Uni coming in from right on 50, going to that northern end. He's given it a good hike, and what a kick from Uni. He's kicked his 5th goal, and North Adelaide have got their 15th. They go to 15 goals 4. That's a 90 4. They still trail the Tigers 20-15, 135. That is on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, and it's all too late for the Tigers, for the Roosters.
It certainly is, but a great individual performance by Heath Uni. 5 goals, 1, and he's now kicked 192 goals in his career. Fantastic performance from him. So he might be able to get the 200 goals. Get to 200 goals in this season. Ball is back in the centre. Will be Gillhouse and also Wakeland doing battle. Allen and Murphy are there, Hinge and Howard are there, and also Douglas and another player for North Adelaide I can't identify, but it doesn't matter. It was Uni, as it turned out, the last goal scorer. The ball has been kicked off the ground by that player, Uni, into the path, though, of Hinge. Great personal effort by him. Kicks it inside forward 50. The Bays are in the van here. Kirk tapped it. It was in the pack of players. Into the path, though, of Schubert. He's going to get caught if he's not careful. Schubert now with a left foot kick, but it's a 1-on-2 contest favouring Ivans, who's got Ruwald hot on his hammer. It ran out of bounds. That's deliberate, and the umpire was right there. Gee, what was going on?
Yeah, it was definitely deliberate, wasn't it? He had no other option, though, because he had the 2 Tigers players on the inside of him, so he only could go to the boundary line.
It was a good option by him, but the umpire was right there and could have played deliberate, but it doesn't matter. Boundary line throw in. Wakeland and also Kirk coming through the pack. Ruwalt got a toenail to it, into the path of Doldick. Oh, tapped it back into the legs of Schubert, but the ball had already gone out of bounds. And the umpire will now come in and ball it in inside 50. We've gone on the Grand Central time clock, around about 19 3/4 minutes of the final term. The Bays will win. They're in front of the tune of 41 points at the moment after the last 2 goals from North Adelaide. So Kirk and also Wakeland into the path of Bamford at the top of the defensive goal square. Kicks out underneath the Tapestry Wine scoreboard into the path, though, of Benny Moore. Can kick to Kirkby, and he marks in front of the leading Douglas. Now, Kirkby, for a left footer, is in the worst possible spot on the boundary line.
He's looking around and surveying his options, isn't he? But Kirkby now has decided to go back and have a shot on goal. So Rory Kirkby comes in now. Drop punts on its way. The goal umpire has got underneath it, but said has missed to the far side. So a point on the board, and that is their 16th. 20 goals, 16, leading North Adelaide 15 goals 4.
Oh, dear.
Now Hart brings it in only just to Schubert, who gives it back to Hart, who goes straight down the centre, and the mark taken by Uni. Uni now to Howard by hand. Howard at the back of the square in the centre, goes off the left boot up towards half forward. Up goes Perry and takes the mark. Perry now with the footy.
Wakeland off and O'Hara on, courtesy of Jarvis Ford.
Perry sinks the slipper and it goes right up towards the 10-metre arc. In front, though, the Tigers will let the umpire's call play on. It goes into a pack of players. Thought that was a mark of the player in front, but the umpire didn't agree. And there'll be a ball up about 20 metres out from the Tiger goal. The ball is about to, in fact, the Roosters' goal, I think. The umpire bounces down, up they go, and the ball is tapped away. An opportunity now as the ball inside the 50, and the umpire said play it on now as the Tigers kick it out towards that half-back flank. It goes close to the boundary line and sails over for a boundary throw-in outside half-forward flank.
In the last 5 minutes of this game, the Tigers are going to win this game 20 goals, 16, 136. They lead by 42 points, 15 goals for North Adelaide on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
So boundary line thrown will be Gillhouse and also O'Hara. Gilhouse was infringing, but it didn't matter because it was into the path of Kaysler, who goes to the northern end. The Roosters have got another one. So they've kicked the last 3, have the Roosters. Kaysler's got 2. And North Adelaide go to 16-4-100. Glenelg 20-16-136. Tapestry Wine scoreboard. Grand Central says we've gone 21 minutes of the final term. Thanks to Mansmart Attends Kitchens and Bathrooms, Port Road at Albert Park. Kim Morgan back in the studio.
Norwood are back in front at Alberton, guys, by 9 points. The Leagues trying to keep their finals hopes alive there. And it's the Eagles by 77 points at Woodville.
Okay, 21 minutes gone, and we think that if Glenelg win, that no one else will be able to make the top 5, Norwood or Port. Doesn't matter who wins really at that affair. So Gilhouse and also O'Hara back in the centre. O'Hara got better purchase on the footy because he timed it better. Went to Kaysley, he went back inboard. Gilhouse got the footy. He got a quick hand pass out. Howard gives to Bamford. Bamford now goes towards half forward, but Fisher is in the van here. Riswick is opposed to him. Coming in support is Rudolph. They're pushed in the back by Riswick. The umpire said play on. North Adelaide are in the van now. It's picked up by McIntyre. He's tackled, but it doesn't matter. He gets a hand pass to Perry. Perry goes this way and that and come back inboard, and he does that to O'Hara. O'Hara marks. He's going to go long with the kick, straight inside forward 50. Oneke's involved in front. The punch down, or Oneke came straight back into his lap. Tries to hand pass to Uni. It wasn't ideal. Uni's tackled, goes off to Bamford. Bamford goes this way and that, gives to Wintle. His kick away into the path of Allen, and Glenelg will stacks on the mill and ball it up inside 50. So good pressure by Glenelg in the dying minutes of this affair, which they lead by 6 straight goals on RPH football with Daryl Smith.
Yeah, 36 points, and the Tigers, you've got to be impressed with the way they've come to play today. They've done all the little things better than what North Adelaide have done, and that's why they've got themselves in front.
Yeah, their tackling's been a real highlight, a real PDK highlight of the game today, as the ball still inside the 50, and there'll be a ball up for the Roosters, about 25 metres away from their goal. Umpire to bounce it. Up she rises. Terrific bounce again. Marnie actually went up and thumped it out. Kane went to run onto it. The ball now with Uni, if he can kick around the body. And the kick's not a bad-looking kick, but he's away to the right-hand side for the minor score. Second behind to him as the Roosters go to 16-5-101 on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard. The Tigers 20-16-136.
So a lot of sting has gone out of it. And it will be Glenelg from the northern end goal square. Rudolph kicks in and finds Backwell. This is on the members' side. Backwell's going to come back inboard, gets around Oneke. He's going to switch play completely and utterly and look for the player out there in Kane, who takes a, almost takes a good mark. Incoming Wintle. So the ball spills free. It's in dispute now. Bodywork provided, allowing Panozzo to come in. Mules did it. Panozzo just doing it on his own. Time just stood still there for a minute. Now the umpire will come in, and it's a free kick to Panozzo, who obviously must have been taken high or something. Taken untoward, because it doesn't look like anything untoward through the glasses. The umpire's a lot closer than I am, though. And Panozzo, inside the back 50, will kick outside and into the path of Kirk, and it reached him on the bounce. Kirk, just his turn of speed has been good today as for a big bloke. He finds Shield on the northwestern part of the square, kicks into the path of Jeff Smith. That was a good kick and a good lead by Glenelg. And Jeff Smith, he's going to go short to the lead also of Marnie. Ball bounces in front of him, but Marnie can take it and go on. Oh, he taps it back to Doldig, and the umpire's called a throw, and rightly so. You can't do one-handed handballs in this football competition.
Yeah, but did he actually control it? I think he might have just tapped it over.
I think he did. He lost control, and he hit it with the back of his hand.
Yeah, which I wouldn't have thought to throw, but umpire Joyce elected to pay it. Now Hart's got it. He'll rebound from back 50, unless he gets tackled before he kicks it. He took his time. So Hart kicks looking for Smith, or he's looking for Riswick, but Smith's in the van. Sherwood gave the don't argue, and then he gets tackled. That should be holding the ball and isn't. Ivans was the tackler there. The umpire comes in now.
Clever work, by Sherwood, because he had his back to the umpire. He was the one hanging onto the ball and punching it.
That's
Very
exactly
clever
right.
Yes, well done there. So ball up, ends up with Kaysler, and he's taken too high. Bamford will take it and play on, and does that. McIntyre's involved. Perry takes a good contested mark, plays on immediately. He's got the loose player, Oneke. You can turn around and play on. He can go back and miss because he hit the post. So North Adelaide, they've just had a dirty dog day. 34 points now, the margin on the Tapestry Wine scoreboard.
It just tells the tale of the day, doesn't it?
Certainly does. The kick out now as out towards half-back. The Mouse is out there trying to pick it up. A player fell on top of him. The umpire said play on as Benny Moore emerges with the foot. He comes up towards centre wing, and the mark taken, has been taken by Kane. So he's got the footy now. Ben Kane will go towards half forward. Have a look at this. Kirkby's there all by himself outside the 50. Go short the leader, Smith. I couldn't hang on to it, but he got a push in the back to the umpire. And when you're hot, you're hot. And when you're not worth a crumpet. And North Adelaide, unfortunately, have been a little bit like that today, with Smith now going back to line up from a half-forward flank right in front of the Tapestry Wine scoreboard, Daryl Smith.
They certainly will, and we'll get the premiership table to you straight after the game as well. And remembering that the two top sides play tonight on RPH. Will be on air from 6:15 with Paul Blandis, Grant Coffey, and also Johnny Nankerville. Jeff Smith kicking to the Windmill Hotel end here of the Prospect Oval. Comes in now from around about 50 metres out. The kick is on its way. The goal umpire says it is a minor score as the siren sounds. So the final scores here at the Prospect Oval. Glenelg 20 goals, 17.